Alright. Back in for fate. Back in for more of destroying my throat reading everything aloud. What the mean is church slash alter ego? Excuse-moi? What? You got fucking alter egos in this shit? You walk through town at night. It's 1 in the morning and there is nobody out at this hour. The houses are dark and the sleepy town is cast only in the streetlight's pale glow. Hey Tosaka, are you planning on walking to the next town?
そうよ。だって電車もバスも終わってるでしょ。いいんじゃないたまには夜の散歩っていうのも。
Of course, trains and buses aren't running right now. Sometimes a nighttime stroll's kind of nice. Okay, but I just want to make sure. Do you know how long that walk will take?
歩いてだと1時間ぐらいかしらね。まあ、遅くなったら帰りはタクシーでも拾えばいいでしょ。
Rich girl. About an hour, right? If it gets too late, we can just grab a taxi on it. I don't have that kind of money. My point is more about whether it's safe for a girl to walk around at this hour. It's been dangerous recently. I don't want to be responsible if something happens to me.
安心しなさい。相手がどんなやつだろうとちょっかいなんて出してこないわ。エミヤ君は忘れてるみたいだけど、そこにいるセイバーはとんでもなくお強いんだから。
Don't worry, nobody's going to mess with us. You might have forgotten, but Saber here is really strong. Oh. Now that you mentioned it. If anyone picks a fight with Saber, they're dead for sure.
Rin, シロは今何を言いたかったのでしょう。私には理解できなかったのですが。
Rin, what did Shiro mean by what he said earlier? I did not quite understand.
いや、大した勘違いっぷりっていうか、大間抜けっていうか。なんでも私たちが痴漢に襲われたらエミヤ君が助けてくれるんだって。
He's really misunderstood the situation. Also, he's an idiot. Trying to say he'd swoop into to our rescue if someone assaulted us.
そんな、シロは私のマスターだ。それでは立場が逆ではないですか。
That cannot be right. Shiro is my master. Our roles would be reversed if he did that.
そういうの考えてないんじゃない？魔術師とかサーバントとかどうでもいいって感じ。あいつの頭の中一度見てみたくなったわね。
Yeah, he's probably not thinking about anything like that. Like, he doesn't care about what mages and servants are. Honestly, I'd like to see what's going on in his head. Tosaka and Saber seem to be on good enough terms to chat. Saber's been quiet ever since I stopped her from leaving the house as she was. She flatly refused to take off her armor, so I made her wear a raincoat, and she's been quiet ever since. Now she's just following me. I only speaks to Tosaka.
あれ？どっちに行くのよ、エミヤ君。そっち道が違うんじゃない？
Huh? Where are you going, Emiya? That's the wrong way. You need to go to the bridge, right? Shortcut. I feel a little awkward walking right beside her, so I walked a little faster and took the side path. Enter a park along the riverside. All we need to do to cross the bridge to reach it.
へえ、こんな道あったんだ。そっか。橋には公園からでも行けるんだから、公園を目指せばいいのね。
I didn't know there was a path here. I see. Just need to head to the park since the bridge is accessible from the park too. Reach the park at night. Tosaka, as she stands there staring up at the bridge, looks prettier than when I see her at school. This isn't good. Just go. We didn't come here to goof off. I remind Tosaka to hurry and start climbing the stairs. She reaches the road at the side of the bridge. It's just a straight shot to Shinto. There's nobody on the bridge. Not surprising since the bridge isn't exactly busy even during the day. We'll tend to take the bus or train to get to the next exit. Pedestrian bridge doesn't seem much. Pretty good distance, and the bridge itself seems a little unsteady, so people might worry it could collapse at any time. Probably why this isn't a very popular spot for dates, even though the location and ambience is perfect. In your head, Shiro, stop thinking about such stupid crap. Saber follows silently while Ren walks beside him. I hurry across the bridge as fast as I can and try not to think too much about the two girls beneath me. Damn, Shiro, awkward as fuck. Across the bridge, Tosaka leads us to the suburbs. Office buildings near the station only come to mind when I think of Shinto, but there's still a traditional townscape on the outskirts. Suburbs are especially prominent in that city. There are gentle slopes and a hill that overlooks the ocean. The further up the hill you go, the fewer buildings there are, and there are even a foreigner cemetery built along the way.
この上が教会よ。エミヤ君も一度ぐらいは行ったことがあるんじゃない？
Church is up at the top of the hill. Have you ever been? Nope, never, though I do know it used to be an orphanage.
そう。なら今日が初めてか。じゃあ少し気を引き締めた方がいいわ。あそこの神父は一筋縄じゃいかないから。
I see. If this is your first time, you might want to brace yourself. The church's priest isn't exactly the easiest man to deal with. I look up and see a shadow that must be a building on top of the hill. A church atop a hill. I never imagined a circumstance like this is what would bring me to God's house. Whoa, this is amazing. The church is magnificent. The whole hilltop seems to be church grounds, and I'm greeted by a huge open space the moment I reach the top of the hill. The church on the other side of the vast open space isn't all that big, but it seems to loom over everything, intimidating any visitors.
シロ、私はここに残ります。
Here, I will stay behind. She don't like church. Eh? Why? If we came all this way, I can't just leave
私は
here.
教会に来たのではなく、シロを守るためについてきたのです。シロの目的地が教会であるのなら、これ以上遠くには行かないでしょう。ですから、ここで帰りを待つことにします。
The purpose is not to visit the church, but to protect you along the way. If your destination is the church, then you will not stray far from it, so I will wait here for you to return. Saber is frank in her response. I can't see her budging at this point, so I decide to respect her decision. Alright then, I'll be back.
はい。誰であろうと気を許さないように、マスター。
Do not let your guard down, no matter who you are dealing with, Master. The chapel is large and majestic. You must see many visitors during the day based on the number of the pews in the chapel. The priest must have incredible authority if he's responsible for a church as grand as this. Tosaka, what kind of man is this priest here?
どんな人かって説明するのは難しいわね。10年来の知人だけど、私だって未だにあいつの性格はつかめないもの。
Kind of hard to explain. I've known him for over a decade now, but I still can't figure him out. Known him for over a decade? That's a long time to know someone. You two related or something?
親戚じゃないけど、私の後見人よ。ついでに言うと、兄弟子にして第二の師っていうところ。
No, but he's my guardian. On top of that, as a disciple, he's my senior, my second mentor. Eh? Senior disciple? As a mage?
そうだけど、なんで驚くのよ、そこで。
Yeah, why is that such a surprise? He's a priest, right? Aren't priests forbidden from using magecraft? Mages and churches never mixed well. Mages belong to a large organization called the Mage Association. There is also a hidden group operating in the shadow of the most widespread religion. Not one normal person would ever hear about or want to get involved with, known as the Holy Church. We have nothing in common. They may have some sort of surface alliance, but they're constantly trying to kill each other given half a chance. The church loathes heretics. They are out to eliminate anything inhuman in the world, including users of magecraft. The church's eyes, only saints are permitted to perform miracles. All other human miracles are heresy. There are no exceptions, even for those within the church. The higher the position one is within the church, the more they are forbidden from the impurity of nature. It goes without saying that the more blessings someone receives from God, especially someone who is in charge of a church like this, the further distance they should take from the church. Actually, I didn't know the priest here was on our side.
ええ、聖杯戦争の監督役を任されたやつだもの。バリッバリの大公社よ。まあ、最も神のご加護があるかどうかは疑問だけど。
Yep, he's the one supervising the Holy Grail War, so he's definitely an agent. Well, whether he's ever actually received any blessings from God is an open question. Tosaka's footsteps echo as she walks towards the altar. I'm not sure whether you're supposed to be walking around here without a priest, but it is pretty late. The priest wouldn't be in the chapel at this hour. I guess he'd be in his private room out back. Huh? So what's the priest's name? I think he said Kotamine or something earlier?
名前は琴峰綺麗。父さんの教え子でね。もう10年以上顔を合わせてる腐れ縁よ。まあ、できれば知り合いたくなかったけど。
His name is Kotamine. He's my father's disciple, and unfortunately, I've known him for over 10 years. If I had any choice, I'd rather not have ever met him.
同感だ。私も死を敬わぬ弟子など持ちたくはなかった。
I assure you, the feeling is mutual. I never wished for a pupil who refuses respect her mentor. Tap tap, I hear footsteps. Man slowly emerges from the far side of the altar. He must have noticed when he entered the chapel.
再三の呼び出しにも応じぬと思えば、変わった客を連れてきたな。彼が7人目というわけか、リン。
I've been calling you, Rin, but you haven't answered. Now you bring me a strange guest? So he's the 7th.
そう。一応魔術師だけど、中身は点で素人だから見てられなくって。
Right, he's a mage apparently, but he's a complete amateur. It's frustrating as hell.
確かマスターになったものはここに届けを出すのが決まりだったわよね。あんたたちが勝手に決めたルールだけど、今回は守ってあげる。
The rules say to report here when someone becomes a master, right? It's a stupid rule your group made up, but I figured I'd follow it this time.
それは結構。なるほど。ではその少年には感謝しなくてはな。
How commendable of you. Well then, I must thank this young man. Priest slowly looks me over. I unconsciously step back. I'm not afraid. I don't sense any hostility from this priest. The way he carries himself, he just gives off this indescribable aura of intimidation.
私はこの教会を任されている。琴峰綺麗というものだが。
His name is Kirei Kotamine, and I have been entrusted to run this church.
君の名は何というのかな。7人目のマスターへ。
What is your name, 7th Master? It's Shiro Emiya, but I don't remember signing up to be a master. I brace myself, glaring at the priest so as to not buckle under that intimidation.
エミヤ、シロ。
Shiro Emiya. Huh? Imitating aura grows chilly. The priest smiles as if pleased. That smile of his. I can't explain it, but it makes me...
礼を言う、エミヤ。よくリンを連れてきてくれた。君がいなければあれは最後までここには訪れなかったろう。
I must thank you, Emiya. You brought her in here. If it wasn't for you, she would never set foot in this church. The priest makes his way to the altar. Tozog, on the other hand, just looks bored as she moves away from the altar and comes to stand next to him.
では始めよう。エミヤ・シロ。君はセイバーのマスターで間違いはないか。
Then let us begin. Shiro Emiya, you're Saber's master, correct? That's not entirely true. I did form a contract with Saber, but I have no idea what the hell Masters and Holy Grail Wars are. Proper mages are the only ones who can be masters, and you should pick a different master.
なるほど。これは重傷だ。彼は本当に何も知らないのか、リン。
I see. This is a pity. Does he really know nothing, Ren?
だから素人だって言ったじゃない。そのあたりからしつけてあげて。そういう追い込み得意でしょ、あんた。
I told you he's a complete novice. You'll need to teach him from the ground up. You're good at pushing people like that, aren't you? Tosaka practically pawns me off on the priest, still looking bored.
ほう。これは、そういうことか。
Oh, I see. So that's your
よ
plan.
かろう。お前が私を頼ったのはこれが初めてだ。
Very well. This is the first time you've depended on me for anything.
エミヤ・シロには感謝をしてもしたりないな。
Seems I cannot thank Shiro Emiya enough for bringing me this opportunity. The more I hear them talk, the more uneasy I get.
まず君の勘違いを正そう。
First, let me address some of your misconceptions.
いいか、エミヤ・シロ。マスターというものは他人に譲れるものではないし、なってしまった以上やめられるものでもない。
Listen to me, Shiro Emiya. The role of a master isn't something you can simply pass on to someone else. Nor is it something that, after you've been chosen, you can simply...
その腕にレイジを刻まれた者は、たとえ何者であろうとマスターを辞めることはできぬ。まずはその事実を受け入れろ。
Once command spells are engraved on one's hand, there's no means by which they can resign from being a master, regardless of who they might be. I can't quit? Why not?
レイジとは聖魂でもある。 マスターとは与えられた試練だ。都合が悪いからといって放棄することはできん。
Command spells are sacred marks. They're a trial placed upon masters you can't simply forfeit because it's inconvenient.
その痛みからは聖杯を手に入れるまでは解放されない。
Will not be released from its pain unless the Holy Grail is obtained.
お前がマスターを辞めたいというのであれば、聖杯を手に入れ斧が望みを叶えるより他はあるまい。そうなれば何もかもが元通りだぞ、エミヤシロ。
Want to resign from being a master, the only thing you can do is obtain the Holy Grail and have your wish granted. Do this and everything can go back to normal for you, Shiranya.
お前の望み、そのうちに溜まった泥を全てかき出すこともできる。そうだ、初めからやり直すこととて可能だろうよ。
Anything you desire, even ridding yourself of the impure mud within you is possible. Why, even starting over entirely is possible.
故に望むがいい。
So, you should desire it.
もしその時が来るのなら、君はマスターに選ばれた幸運に感謝するのだからな。その目に見えぬ火傷の跡を消したいのならば、成婚を受け入れるだけでいい。
Should the time come, you'll be grateful for your luck in being chosen as a master. Wish to be rid of those unseen burn scars you have, you simply have to accept that sacred. Well, I feel faint. Priest's words don't make any sense. The more I listen, the more I'm confused. Yet his words permeate my mind, staining me like blood.
キレ、回りくどい真似はしないで。私は彼にルールを説明してあげてって言ったのよ。誰も傷を開けなんて言ってない。
Yeah, don't be so obtuse. I just asked you to explain the rules to him. I never asked you to open up old wounds. Voice interrupts the priest's word. Osaka? My confused mind snaps back.
そうか。こういった手合いには何を言っても無駄だからな。せめて勘違いしたまま道徳を拭い去ってやろうと思ったのだが。
I believe nothing else would sink in for someone like him, so I thought I would at least break down his morality while he was still confused.
情けは人のためならずとはよく言ったものだ。つい私自身も楽しんでしまったか。
Guy's crazy. Well, I suppose kindness isn't always entirely for the benefit of the recipient. I must admit, I didn't quite enjoy that quite a lot.
何よ、彼を助けるといいことあるっていうの？あんたに。
But does helping him do you any good?
あるとも。人を助けるということはいずれ自身を救うということだからな。と今さらお前に説いても始まるまい。
Of course, helping people means saving yourself in the end. I suppose there's not much sense in me lecturing you about that, though.
では本題に戻ろうか、エミヤシロ。
We return to the matter at hand, Shiro Emiya.
君が巻き込まれたこの戦いは聖杯戦争と呼ばれるものだ。
Find yourself involved in what is known as the Holy Grail War.
7人のマスターが7人のサーバントを用いて繰り広げる争奪戦ということぐらいはリンから聞いているか。
The battle waged using 7 servants commanded by 7 masters. I hope Rin would have at least told you that. Yeah, she did. She told me about this whole ridiculous thing where 7 masters participate in a battle to the death.
そうだ。だが我らとて好きでこのような非道を行っているわけではない。
Correct, but we are not indulging in such cruelty for entertainment.
すべては聖杯を得るにふさわしいものを選抜するための儀式だ。
It is a ritual to determine who is worthy of obtaining the Holy Grail.
何しろ物が物だからな。所有者の選定にはいくつかの試練が必要だ。
Such a powerful item as that, rigorous trials must be conducted to determine who should possess it. The hell with trials. I bet this priest doesn't think of the Holy Grail War as a trial at all. Hey, you keep saying Holy Grail. What even is that? You don't mean the actual Holy Grail, right? The Holy Grail. Goblet said to have received the blood of a saint. It's considered to be one of the greatest sacred relics of all time, and it is said to perform a variety of miracles. One of the most widely held beliefs is that whoever holds the Holy Grail can possess the entire world. That seems kind of unlikely, since the Holy Grail itself probably doesn't even exist. Stories of a holy grail that can grant any wish can appear in numerous myths and legends around the world. That's about it. Mythical power that none claim has ever actually existed or been replicated, that is the Holy Grail. So what is it, Kirei Kotomine? Is the Holy Grail you speak of really the Holy Grail?
もちろんだとも。この町に現れる聖杯は本物だ。その証拠の一つとして、サーバントなどという法外な奇跡が起きているだろう。
Of course it is. That Holy Grail that appears in this town is real. You want proof? The appearance of the servants themselves is a miracle, isn't it?
過去の英霊を呼び出し飛躍する。いいな。すでに死者の蘇生に近いこの奇跡は魔法と言える。
Summoning heroic spirits from the past and utilizing them. It is a miracle close enough to the resurrection of the dead that it could be considered magic.
これだけの力を持つ聖杯ならば、持ち主に無限の力を与えよう。物の心眼など、その事実の前には無価値だ。
A Holy Grail of such power must in turn grant its owner limitless power. Considering the truth of how powerful it is, the authenticity hardly matters. What he's saying, that as long as the object possesses power that surpasses the real thing, doesn't matter whether it's real or fake. Fine, let's assume it's really a Holy Grail. Why would something like the Holy Grail war need to happen? If the Holy Grail exists, we shouldn't be killing each other over it. Something so amazing should be shared.
もっともな意見だが、そんな自由は我々にはない。
A reasonable opinion, however, not an option. We have the luxury.
聖杯を手にする者はただ一人。
Only one can obtain the Holy Grail.
それは私たちが決めたのではなく、聖杯自体が決めたことだ。
We cannot ourselves choose who. That is for the Grail to decide.
7人のマスターを選ぶのも、7人のサーバントを呼び出すのも、すべては聖杯自体が行うこと。
The selection of the 7 masters and the summoning of 7 servants are all determined by the Holy Grail
こ
itself.
れは儀式だと言っただろう。聖杯は自らを持つにふさわしい人間を選び、彼らを競わせて、ただ一人の持ち主を選定する。
I mentioned that this was a ritual. The Holy Grail selects those who are worthy of possessing it, then each against the other to select the soul bearer.
それが聖杯戦争。聖杯に選ばれ、手に入れるために殺し合う恒例儀式というわけだ。
That is what a Holy Grail War is. A sort of necromantic ritual where those who chosen by the Holy Grail fight to the death to obtain it. So matter of fact about it all. I have no response, so I just stare at my left hand. There's an inscription on my hand, a mark used to call a command spell. As long as I have this mark, I'm told I can't quit being a master. That still doesn't make sense. Just because only one person can be selected, there's no reason for all the other masters to die.
ちょっと待って。殺すしかないっていうのは誤解よ、エミヤ君。別にマスターを殺す必要はないんだから。
Wait a minute, you don't actually have to kill them, Emiya. The ritual doesn't require you to kill the masters. Huh? You said it's a battle to the death. Even Kotomine said that.
殺し合いだ。
Do kill each other.
キレイは黙ってて。あのね、この町に伝わる聖杯っていうのは霊体なの。だから物としてあるわけじゃなくて、特別な儀式で呼び出す。つまり降霊するしかないってわけ。
Here, shush. Okay, so the Holy Grail here is in spirit form. It's not tangible as an object. It can be summoned in a special ritual, kind of like a seance.
で、呼び出すことは私たち魔術師だけでもできるんだけど、これが霊体である以上、私たちには触れられない。
Summoning
この
it
意
can
味わかる？
summoning it can be done just by us mages, but as long as it's in spirit form, we can't touch it. Do you understand what that means? I do. Only spirit forms can touch other spirit forms. That's why you need servants.
そういうこと。ぶっちゃけた話、聖杯戦争っていうのは自分のサーバント以外のサーバントを撤去させるってことよ。だからマスターを殺さなければならないという決まりはないの。
Exactly. To put it in simple terms, the goal of the Holy Grail War is for you to eliminate all the servants other than me. There's no rule that you have to kill masters. Why didn't they tell me that earlier? Honestly, Tosaka and the priest are both pretty wicked. That's a relief. Since Tosaka won't have to die even if I do join the Holy Grail War.
なるほど。そういう考えもできるか。
I suppose that is one way to look
では
at it.
エミヤ氏を一つ尋ねるが、君は自分のサーバントを倒せると思うか？
Let me ask you, Shiroamiya, do you think you can beat your own servant? Huh? Beat Saber? Of course not. Besides, Magecraft is useless against her, and she's insanely strong with her sword.
ではもう一つ尋ねよう。つまらぬ問いだが、君は自分がサーバントより優れていると思えるか？
There's one more question for you, though it may be a trifling one. Do you think yourself superior to your servant? What? Why the hell is he asking this? I can't beat Saber. There's no way I'm better. Answer both these questions, then I'm weaker than my servant. Oh.
そういうことだ。サーバントはサーバントをもってしても破りがたい。ならばどうするか。
Now you get it. Servants have enough trouble defeating other servants, so what could you do?
そうだ。実に単純な話だろう。サーバントはマスターがいなければ存在できん。いかにサーバントが強力であろうと、マスターが潰されれば、そのサーバントも消滅する。ならば。
It's simple, really. A servant cannot exist without their master. No matter how powerful the servant, they will disappear once the master is killed. Now I get it. Nobody would make things harder for themselves. If someone wanted to make sure they won, killing the master would be much easier. Yes, I get it now. It's easier to defeat the master than the servant. Let me ask you this then. If the servant is defeated first, is their master no longer a master? The servants are the only ones who can touch the Holy Grail. The master who lost their servant becomes obsolete.
いや、霊樹がある限りマスターの権利は残る。マスターとはサーバントと契約できる魔術師のこと。
Oh.
霊樹があるうちはいくらでもサーバントと契約できる。
I see. No, as long as the command spell remains, they still have the right to remain a master. Master is simply a mage who can make a contract with a servant. As long as they have a command spell, they can form contracts with any servants.
マスターを失ったサーバントはすぐに消えるわけではない。彼らは体内の魔力が尽きるまでは現世にとどまれる。そういったマスターを失ったサーバントがいれば、サーバントを失ったマスターとて再契約が可能となる。戦線復帰ができるというわけだ。
The servant who loses their masters does not disappear immediately. They can remain in this world until they run out of magical energy. Servants who lose their masters, masters who lose their fortune contract together. Turn to the
だ
battle.
からこそ、マスターはマスターを殺すのだ。下手に生かしておけば、新たな障害になる可能性があるからな。
This is why masters seek to kill other masters. Allowing others to live may pose a greater risk later. What if you use up your command spells? That means you can't form another contract with another servant, and the servant who gets freed will pair up with another master?
待って、それは。
Wait, that's...
それはその通りだ。霊樹さえ使い切ってしまえば、マスターの責務からは解放されるな。
You are correct. If you use up all your command spells, you will be freed from your duties as master.
もっとも、強力な魔術を行える霊樹を無駄に使うなどという魔術師がいるとは思えないが。
Who wants to tell him? Although it's hard to believe any mage would waste their command spells since each can perform extremely powerful mage craft.
いたとしたら、そいつは半人前どころか、ただのふぬけということだろう。
Were there to be such a master, they would be a fool as well as a coward. Priest laughs as if he can see right through me. It's starting to get to me. Priest's tone is provoking.
納得がいったか。ならばルールの説明はここまでだ。
You understand now? Then here endeth the lesson.
さて、それでは初めに戻ろう、エミヤシロ。
Now let us return to where we began, Shiroamiya.
君はマスターになったつもりはないと言ったが、それは今でも同じなのか。
Since you had no intention of becoming a master, you still feel that way?
マスターを放棄するというのならそれもよかろう。
Want to forfeit your position as a master, then that is fine too.
君が今考えた通り、霊樹を使い切ってセーバーとの契約を立てばよい。その場合、聖杯戦争が終わるまで、君の安全は私が保証する。
As you have just pointed out, you can use up your command spells to terminate your contract with Saber. Should you do so, I will guarantee your safety until the Holy Grail War ends. What? Hold on a minute. Why the hell would you need to guarantee my safety. I can protect myself.
私とてお前に構うほど暇ではない。だがこれも決まりでな。
I honestly do not have the time to look after you, but those are the rules.
私は繰り返される聖杯戦争を監督するために派遣された。
I've been assigned to oversee this repeating Holy Grail
故
war.
に聖杯戦争による犠牲は最小限にとどめなくてはならないのだ。
Thus, I must ensure the sacrifices made during the Holy Grail war be kept to a minimum.
マスターで亡くなった魔術師を保護するのは監督役として最優先事項なのだよ。
Protecting the safety of mages who are no longer masters is one of my most important responsibilities. Say repeating Holy Grail war? Hold on a minute. Repeats? Does that mean a battle like this happened before? What the hell do you mean? Are you saying this isn't the first Holy Grail war?
無論だ。でなければ監督役などというものが派遣されると思うか。
Of course not. Do you think an overseer would have been dispatched were this the first time?
この教会は聖遺物を回収する任を帯びる特務局の末端でな。本来は聖十字の調査回収を旨とするが、ここでは聖杯の査定の任を帯びている。
The church is a special agency responsible for collecting relics. Our organization's original goal is to investigate and recover the true cross. But here our duty is to assess the Holy Grail.
極東の地に観測された第726聖杯を調査し、これが正しいものであるのなら回収し、そうでなければ否定しろとな。
Our job is to investigate the 726th Holy Grail that was detected in the Far East. Recover it if it is indeed real. If it is not real, we will repudiate. 726? Are there really that many Holy Grails?
さあ、少なくともらしきものならばそれだけの数があったということだろう。
Who knows? At the very least, it means that there are that many objects thought to be Holy Grails.
そしてその中の一つがこの町で観測される聖杯であり、聖杯戦争。
One of those is the Holy Grail observed in this town, which triggered a Holy Grail
記
war.
録では200年ほど前が一度目の戦いになっている。
According to accident records, the first battle occurred about 200 years ago.
以後、約50年周期でマスターたちの戦いは繰り返されている。
Since then, Masters have fought over every 50 years or so.
聖杯戦争はこれで5度目。前回が10年前であるから、今までで最短のサイクルということになるが。
This will be the 5th Holy Grail War. The last one happened about 10 years ago, so this is the shortest cycle yet. But are you all insane? You guys have done this 4 times already?
全く同感だ。お前の言う通り、連中はこんなことを何度も繰り返してきたのだよ。
I quite agree. As you pointed out, this has been repeated many times.
そう。
That's right.
過去繰り返された聖杯戦争はことごとく苛烈を極めてきた。マスターたちは斧が欲望に突き動かされ、魔術師としての教えを忘れ、ただ無差別に殺し合いを行った。
In the past, the repeated Holy Grail Wars have been exceedingly fierce. Masters were driven by their own desires. They killed each other indiscriminately, forgetting their disciplines as mages.
君も知っていると思うが、魔術師にとって魔術を一般社会で使用することは第一の罪悪だ。魔術師は斧が正体を人々に知られてはならないのだからな。
You may already know this, but the biggest sin is to commit as a mage is practicing magecraft within normal society. Mages must never reveal their identities.
だが、過去のマスターたちはそれを破った。
But the masters of the past broke that.
魔術協会は彼らを戒めるために監督役を派遣したが、それが間に合ったのは3度目の聖杯戦争でな。その時に派遣されたのが私の父というわけだが、納得がいったか少年。
Mages Association finally dispatched an overseer to crack down on masters like them, but that system was only put in place by the time of the Third Holy Grail War. That first overseer was my father. Does that make sense now, my boy? Yeah, I get that an overseer is needed. Based on what you said, the Holy Grail War is fundamentally a bad thing, right?
ほう。立ちが悪いとはどのあたりだ。
Oh, in what way is it fundamentally bad? Previous masters willingly broke the laws of mages, right? Let's say the Holy Grail is real. What if whoever survives and wins is selfish and uses the Holy Grail for their own selfish purpose? It'd be pretty bad if the Holy Grail went to someone who has no problem killing people. The Association's job is to supervise mages. Shouldn't you be the one punishing those types of folks? I'm hoping to finally confuse him with this question. As I figured, Kodamine just laughed condescendingly.
まさか私利私欲で動かぬ魔術師などおるまい。我々が管理するのは聖杯戦争の決まりだけだ。その後のことなど知らん。どのような人格が聖杯を手に入れようが教会は関与しない。
Of course not. All mages are motivated by their self-interest. I am only responsible for managing the rules of the Holy Grail War. I do not care what happens afterwards. The Association does not intervene, no matter what sort of person obtains the Holy Grail. That's absurd. What happens if the Holy Grail is obtained by a master who's absolutely the worst?
困るな。だが私たちではどうしようもない。持ち主を選ぶのは聖杯だ。そして聖杯に選ばれたマスターを止める力など私たちにはない。
That would be bad, but it is out of our control. The Holy Grail is the one that chooses its owner, and we do not have the power to stop a master who's been chosen by the Holy Grail.
何しろ望みを叶える杯だ。手に入れたものはやりたい放題だろうさ。
See, it is a chalice capable of granting any desire. Whoever obtains it will be able to do as they please, I'm sure.
しかし、それが嫌だというのなら、お前が勝ち残ればいい。他人を当てにするよりは、その方が何よりも確実だろう。
So if the idea troubles you, then your path is clear. Survive and win. Doing this yourself would be the approach most certain to work, as opposed to relying on others, correct? Kotamine is clearly trying to suppress his laughter. It's like he's enjoying watching my awkward resistance to becoming a master.
どうした少年。今のはいいアイデアだと思うのだが、参考にする気はないのかな。
What's wrong, my boy? I thought that was a rather good idea. Care to accept it? That's none of your business. First of all, I have no reason to fight. I'm not interested in the Holy Grail, nor do I feel like a master. Tell me that.
ほう。では聖杯を手に入れた人間が何をするか、それによって最悪が起きたとしても興味はないのだな。
Oh, so do you not care what the winner of the Holy Grail does with it, even if it may lead to a great catastrophe? Well, that I can't argue. Damn, this guy is just so hard to deal with. He doesn't care about my feelings, and he's relentless with the information he pushes on me.
理由がないのならそれも結構。ならば、10年前の出来事にもお前は関心を持たないのだな。
If you have no reason to fight, that is fine too. That must mean you do not care about what happened 10 years ago.
そうだ。前回の聖杯戦争の最後にな。ふさわしくないマスターが聖杯に触れた。そのマスターが何を望んでいたかは知らん。我々にわかるのは、その時に残された災害の爪痕だけだ。
That's right. Towards the end of the previous Holy Grail War, an unworthy master touched the Holy Grail. I do not know what the master desired. All I know is that disaster that followed. Fire. For a second, the image of that hell flashed before my eyes. Wait, don't tell me that.
そうだ。この町に住む者なら誰もが知っている出来事だよ。エミやシロ。
Right, it is the catastrophe everyone in this town knows very well.
死傷者500名。焼け落ちた建物は実に134棟。未だもって原因不明とされるあの火災こそが聖杯戦争による爪痕だ。
500 people were killed or wounded. 134 buildings burned to the ground. That fire, which is still unexplained to this day, was a consequence of the Holy Grail War. I feel sick. My vision blurs. I lose my focus and I can't concentrate. My legs are about to buckle. Before that can happen, I plant my feet. I grit my teeth to maintain my composure. Raw, seething anger is the only thing holding my nausea at bay.
エミヤ君どうしたのよ。いきなり顔面真っ白にしちゃって。そりゃあんまり気持ちのいい話じゃなかったけど、ほら、なんなら少し休んだりする？
Emiya, what's wrong? You're white as a sheet. I know that wasn't a pleasant topic to bring up, but come on, why don't you rest a bit? You must have really looked pale. I know it's rare for someone like Tosok to be concerned about the likes of me. Don't worry, I feel better after seeing you looking at me so weird.
ちょっとそれどういう意味よ。
What's that supposed to mean? Nothing, exactly what I said. Don't worry about it.
ならいいけど
Pissing her off.
余計に悪いじゃないこのド変僕。
Hey, I guess that's okay. Hey! That's even worse, you blockhead. School's honor honor student Rin Tozaga smacks me upside the head. And just like that, my nausea and anger disappear. Thanks, you really did me a favor, so don't beat me up too much, Tozaga. There's still a few things I have to ask. Something in her expression suggests she thinks she hasn't hit me enough, but she lets me continue anyway.
ほう、まだ質問があるのか。いいぞ。言いたいことは全て言ってしまえ。
Oh, you still have questions? By all means, out with it. Terry knows exactly what I want to ask, but he urges me on anyway. Fine by me. I'm not letting him get the better of me. Let me ask you this. You said that this is the 5th Holy Grail Ore, so has anyone ever obtained the Holy Grail?
当然だろう。そう毎回全滅などという決めは起き。
Of course, not every war ends with everyone dead. Then,
早まるな。手に入れるだけならば簡単だ。何しろ聖杯自体はこの教会で管理している。手に取るだけならば私は毎日触れているぞ。
don't jump to conclusions. Obtaining it is the easy part. After all, this church actually manages in possession of the Holy Grail. If you're wondering whether someone has touched it, I'll have you know I touch it every day. What? Then the Holy Grail is here in the church?
もっともそれは器だけだ。中身が空なのだよ。先ほどリンが言っただろう。聖杯とは霊体だと。
Oh, it's just a vessel. It's quite empty. As Rin said earlier, the Holy Grail is in spirit.
この教会に保管してあるのは極めて精巧に作られた聖杯のレプリカだ。これを触媒にして本物の聖杯を降霊させ願いを叶える杯にする。そうだな。マスターとサーバントの関係に近いか。まあそうやって一時的に本物となった聖杯を手にした男は確かにいた。
The church is safe keeping a well-made replica of the Holy Grail. We use it as the catalyst to draw the real Holy Grail out and create the wish-granting device itself. I suppose it is similar to a master and servant relationship, and yes, there was indeed a man who obtained the Holy Grail, which temporarily turned. The Holy Grail was real. Okay, what happened to that guy who obtained it?
どうにもならん。その聖杯は完成には至らなかった。バカな男はつまらぬ干渉に流された結果だよ。
Nothing. The Holy Grail never reached its complete form because the foolish man let his sentiments get the better of him. What? I don't know what happened to his overbearing attitude from a moment before, but this priest suddenly looks, of all things, regretful. What do you mean? Didn't the Holy Grail appear?
聖杯を表すだけならば簡単だ。7人のサーバントが揃い、時間が経てば聖杯は現れる。リンの言う通り、確かに他のマスターを殺める必要などないのだ。
Manifesting the Holy Grail is easy. 7 servants appear, and then sometime later the Holy Grail does as well. As Rin pointed out, there's no real need to kill all the masters.
だがそれでは聖杯は完成しない。あれは自らを得るにふさわしい持ち主を選ぶ。故に戦いを回避した男には聖杯など手に入らなかった。
Hello. Thank you for stopping by. Aisha Ahmed? I probably butchered that. That's not enough to complete a Holy Grail. The Grail selects a worthy owner. For that reason, a man who has avoided the battle was unable to obtain the Holy Grail.
要するに他のマスターと決着をつけずに聖杯を手に入れても無意味ってことでしょ。
It just means it's useless to obtain the Holy Grail without settling things with the other masters.
前回一番初めに聖杯を手に入れたマスターはアマちゃんだったのよ。敵のマスターとは戦いたくないなんて言って聖杯から逃げたんだから。
Master who first got their hands on the Holy Grail during the last war was just a wuss. They didn't want to fight other masters and just ran away from the Holy Grail. Osaka almost spits the words. That goes back to averting her eyes from Kotomi. I mean, this is the first route. This is my first playthrough. Kidding. Does that mean Kodamine was one of the masters from the previous war, and even though he obtained the Holy Grail, he dropped out because he refused to fight? Kodamine, you didn't fight?
途中まで戦いはした。だが判断を間違えた。結果として私は空の聖杯を手にしただけだ。
Oh, thank you. I've been enjoying it so far. I did, halfway, but I made a bad decision. Consequently, I only obtained an empty Holy Grail.
もっとも私ではそれが限界だったろう。何しろ他のマスターたちはどいつもこいつも化け物揃いだったからな。私は真っ先にサーバントを失い、そのまま父に保護されたよ。
Suppose that must have been my limit anyway. The rest of the masters were all monstrously strong, terrifying even. I immediately lost my servant, taken under my father's protection.
思えば監督役の息子がマスターに選ばれるなど、その時点であってはならぬことだったのだ。
In retrospect, the son of the overseer shouldn't have become a master in the first place.
父はその折に亡くなった。以後、私は監督役を引き継ぎ、この教会で聖杯を守っている。
After my father's death, after that I assumed his role as overseer and has been protecting the Holy Grail at this church. Kodamine turns his back to me as he speaks. There's reverence in his voice, and I see the devotion in his eyes before he turns.
話はここまでだ。
We have nothing further to
聖杯
discuss.
を手にする資格がある者は、サーバントを従えたマスターのみ。君たち7人が最後の一人となった時、聖杯はおのずと勝者のもとに現れよう。
Those qualified to obtain the Holy Grail masters who have servants. The moment there's only one of the 7 of you left standing, the Holy Grail shall manifest before you.
その戦い、聖杯戦争に参加するかの意思をここで決めよう。
So tell me, will you join this Holy Grail war? Priest looks straight down at me, demanding my final decision. I'm at a loss for words. Earlier I had no reason to fight. Now I have a reason and the will to fight. Can I truly say as much?
まだ迷っているの
Are you still
か。
unsure?
いいか。マスターというものはなろうとしてなれるものではない。そこにいるリンは長く魔術師として修練してきたが、だからといってマスターになるのが決定されていたわけではないのだ。
Listen, you do not become a master just by saying it's what you want. Bryn has been training as a mage for many years, but that never meant she was going to.
決定されていたものがあるとすれば、それは心構えができていたかいないかだけだろう。
The only thing you can decide beforehand is whether to prepare yourself to be a master or not.
マスターに選ばれるのは魔術師だけだ。魔術師ならばとうに覚悟などできていよう。
Only mages can be selected to be masters. If you are a mage, you should have already been prepared.
それがないというのならば仕方があるまい。
However, if you're still lacking resolve, there is nothing to be
お前
done.
もお前を育てた種も出来損ないだ。そんな魔術師に戦われても迷惑だからな。今ここで霊樹を消してしまえ。
That makes both you and your mentor failures. A mage like you would only be a nuisance to battle, so you might as well get rid of your command spells right here, right now. Doesn't need to ask anything else. Oh shit. Okay, I want to save here. I want because I have a feeling destroying the seal leads to a bad end. Let's see. I can't go along with this. A gruesome battle to the death is wrong.
どうした？戦うか戦わないのか。ここ
What's
で明
wrong?
言しろ、エミヤシロ。
What's wrong? Will you fight or not? You must decide and declare your intention here and now, Shiromia. Yeah, he doesn't need to ask anymore. I'm not going to fight. I forfeit my rights as master. I look right into the priest's eye as I answer.
そうか。残念ではあるが、マスター本人の意思では仕方がない。エミヤシロはマスターである権利を放棄し、聖杯戦争から離脱した。それでいいな、リン。
I see. That is a shame, but there's nothing I can do if that is the will of the master. As of now, Shiromia has forfeited his rights as a master, and he has withdrawn from the Holy Grail War. Any objections, Ren? Huh? Why would the priest ask Tosaka and not me?
構わないわ。 それがエミヤ君の選択なら、私がどうこう言えることじゃないでしょう。
Don't mind. If that's Emiya's decision, there's nothing I can say to change it.
その罪悪感だけでも収穫だったとするか。
I suppose seeing your regret is enough for me.
では早速取り掛かろう。エミヤシロ。左腕を出したまえ。
Then we shall proceed. Sure, Emiya, your left arm, please. Fine, but what are you going to do?
なに、すぐに終わる。お前の左腕に宿った霊樹を消去するだけだ。
They're gonna cut off his hand, aren't they? It'll be over quickly. I'm simply removing the command spells on your hand.
マスターをマスターたらしめている要因は2つある。
There are two factors that make a master.
1つはサーバントとの契約であり、1つは腕に宿った霊樹だ。
One is the contract formed with the servant, the other is the command spell on your hand.
この2つを失えば、お前は聖杯戦争から解放される。
By losing both, you will be freed from the Holy Grail War. Priest takes my left arm.
痛むぞ。できるだけ力を抜け。
This will hurt. Try to relax. His fingers plunge into my arm. 5 fingers dig mercilessly inside my arm. My entire body jerks from the pain. I hear the sound of tearing flesh. That was not my mind playing tricks. Even if it was some sort of illusion, I can feel my arm being torn apart. My arm is unscathed, though. Somehow the priest's fingers are digging, tearing into my arm. It's as if his fingers became intangible and moved through my flesh.
完了だ。手術は無事終了した。
It is complete. The operation is successful. Look at my left arm. There's not a single wound, yet I feel a bruising pain throbbing along the whole arm. Exchange for that unpleasant feeling. The inscription on my hand has changed shape. Changed shape, or there are fewer strokes.
ええ、霊樹の数は3つ。綺麗はそのうち2つをあなたから摘出したのよ。体を傷つけずに幹部を取り除く霊媒師みたいにね。
Yep, there are a total of 3 strokes in the command spell. Kirei took 2 of those strokes from you. Think of him as a spiritual doctor performing as a kind of spiritual surgery, removing a lesion without hurting your physical body. Spiritual doctor? If I remember correctly, they're specialized mages who can treat someone by repairing the spiritual body. Here they perform magecraft that uses a type of curse by removing tumors without cutting the patient. Surprise, spiritual treatments are illegal and used only in uncivilized parts of the world. A man of the church shouldn't be practicing these.
そういうな。何らかの魔術を得得している時点で、神父としては失格なのだ。
That was uncalled for. I was unfit to be a priest the moment I acquired the ability to perform
な
mage.
らばどのような魔術を好もうと、神父失格であることは変わるまい。魔術の起戦など気にするな。
As such, my preferred type of magecraft hardly matters, given that having the choice at all is what made me unfit to be a priest. It matters not whether I perform expert or basic.
今のは私の唯一の取り柄でな。いろいろと魔術を習ったが、性にあったのはこれだけだ。
This is the one and only thing I'm good at. I trained in many types of magecraft, but this is the only one that stuck.
私の魔術特性は、良くも悪くも傷を開くことに特化している。おかげで他の魔術の腕は、そこの弟子にさえ遅れを取る始末だよ。
Magecraft specializes in opening wounds, which may be interpreted as both good and bad. I do have to admit that I am inferior to my pupil over there in all other disciplines of magecraft.
良くも悪くもっていいに決まってるじゃない。
Good or bad, of course it's good.
綺麗ほどの霊媒師は教会にも少ないし、教会の秘跡使いだってあなたほど霊体を作れる人はごく一部なんだから。
There aren't many spiritual doctors as skilled as you in the association, and there's only a handful who can skillfully mend spirits and handle sacraments as well as you.
さてな、いかに優れた治療法といえ、霊媒は肉体に依存する接触治療に過ぎない。
Who knows, this may be a superior method of treatment, but the fact of the matter is that it still relies on physical contact with the body.
肉体に依存しない存在証明である。魂そのものに触れられる奇跡にはほど遠いが。
It's far from the miracle of touching the soul itself, which is proof of one's existence, independent of the flesh.
ともかく、霊樹の摘出は完了した。
Extraction of the command spells is
後
complete.
の始末は君の役割だ、エミやシロ。最後に残った霊樹を用い、サーバントとの契約を断つがいい。
The rest is up to you, Shiro Emiya. You must use your final command spell and sever your contract with your servant. Sever my contract with my servant?
ええ、外で待ってるセーバーの前で契約破棄を申し出るの。けどきっとセーバーは契約破棄なんて認めてくれない。それを力ずくで執行するためにレイジを一つだけ残したのよ、キレイは。
That's right. You need to request to dissolve your contract with Saber, who's waiting outside. Saber will likely refuse, which is why Kirei left you a command spell to force her.
そういうことだ。霊樹を使い切り、かつサーバントとの契約を断って自分が無害であることを他のマスターに提示する。
There you have it. You will use up your command spell and sever your contract with the servant, ultimately declaring to the other masters that you are harmless.
それで君は晴れて自由の身だ。正常なマスターならば無力化したマスターを襲おうとは考えまい。
With that, you will be free. No sensible master would bother attacking a powerless master.
君は偶然手に入れた力を手放すことで素晴らしい平穏を取り戻せるというわけだ。
By relinquishing this power you never expected to gain, you will reclaim your wonderful, peaceful life. Unilaterally dissolving my contract with Saber. I'm basically betraying her. Even though it was by chance I summoned her and she protected me. Did I make a mistake? I can't agree to let myself be a part of something where masters try to kill each other. I don't agree, but what if I can't turn a blind eye to it?
何をしている？霊樹の発動に呪文はいらん。霊樹に意識を乗せてサーバントに命令すればいいだけだ。
What are you doing? You need no incantation to activate the command spell. Simply have to focus your thoughts on the command spell and order your servant.
セイバーに直接言いつけるか、ここで一方的に契約を断つか。好きな方を選ぶ。
Either tell Saber directly or you can simply cut your contract right here. It is your choice. Oh. My mind is made up. I can't turn back now, the priest probably won't. I'll go and talk to Saber. I won't be a master anymore after this, right?
セイバーに直接ってエミヤ君、それは。
Directly to Saber. Emiya, that's...
ああ、保証しよう。オノがサーバントに別れを告げてくるがいい。その後君を保護対象として教会に迎え入れよう。
Yes, I guarantee it. Go and say goodbye to your servant. Afterwards, I will welcome you into the church for protection. Not sure how serious he is, but the priest says he'll welcome me. I have no intention of being under his care, though. All I'm going to do is forfeit my claim as a master. I absolutely refuse to receive any help from him. I refuse. I don't want your protection. After I talk to Saber and use my last command spell, I'm going home. That'll be it. I'll never see you again.
そうか。なるほど。それはそうだろうな。
This motherfucker!
私たちは二度とは会わない。
Just keeping us just ever so slightly out of the loop so that Emiya, who's an idiot, doesn't realize he's about to fucking die. Very well, yes. We'll certainly never see one another again.
さようなら、エミヤシロ。自ら選んだ道だ。胸を張って進みたまえ。
My cat is doing the coughing. One moment, I need to check on him. The moment I go check on him, he stops being a nuisance. Oh. Okay. I turn and leave the church. Saber's about to fucking kill us. I step outside the church. He's there, waiting in the stone-paved square beneath the clear sky.
話は済みましたか、マスター。
Have you finished your conversation, Master? Yes, I learned what the Holy Grail War was all about. With that in mind, I made a decision. Saber, I'm going to resign as a master. Saber's expression doesn't change. Those green eyes regard me knowingly, as if my decision was the most natural thing.
それは私との契約を取りやめるということですか。
Does that mean you'll be nullifying your contract with me? Yes, I'm not fit to be a master, and you would be better off forming a contract with a more capable master. rather than sticking around with a fledgling.
戦闘面での充実を図るのならあなた以外の魔術師と契約するべきでしょう。
Yes, if
ア
I
ーシ
seek
ャのマスターなら私の能力を完全に引き出せる。
yes, if I seek to improve my chances, I should form a contract with another mage. Archer's master should be able to draw out my full potential. Agree to sever our contract? I'm going to use my command spell to dissolve the contract and it will be
シロ、一度だけ聞きます。
sure. I will ask you only
マ
once.
スターを降りるという意思は変わりませんか？
Is your mind made up about abandoning your role as a master? Yes, I have no intention of killing anyone. I say that as I look straight at Saber. At that moment, Saber's raincoat sways. Oh. I stare dumbfounded, directly into death itself. The brief moment I blink, Saber has closed the distance between us. She sweeps my legs from beneath me, I slam hard into the ground. Pain spikes through my legs after a brief delay. There's no blood, my legs are still intact. Relief, I still have legs. Thankfully, she only struck my legs with a metal rod. My bones are cracked and my legs hurts like it's been shattered to 1,000 pieces, but it's better than having both my legs cut off.
シロ、マスターで亡くなった魔術師はそのサーバントに殺される。いかに未熟だろうと、私を呼び寄せたあなたには私をこの世に留める力がある。
Shiro, a mage who's no longer a master will die at their servant's hands. No matter how inexperienced you are, you summon me. You have the power to keep me.
サーバントにはマスターが必要だ。
Servant
あ
requires a
なたが
master.
契約を断つのなら、私はあなたを殺してその体をもらい受ける。
If you are to sever the contract, I will kill you and take your body, your magic
それ
servant.
でもあなたはマスターを降りると。
Still want to relinquish your role as master? I tried to ignore the pain and focus all my concentration to looking up at Saber. I sense no hostility or murderous intent from Saber. As natural as breathing. Saber will kill me without remorse or regret, simply to remain in the So. Right, even if I changed my mind right now, I wouldn't do it. Not just because I only have one command spell left. I want nothing to do with this war. I disavow my position as master. Having a master like me will only end. I was defeated. If I refuse to fight once, so I'll certainly do the same a second. Every time I find myself in that position, I'll regret fighting. Me being a master would not only put me, but also Saber in jeopardy.
では、ここで私に殺されても構わないのですね。
You have no objection to me killing you here.
私は霊体にはなれない。あなたの魂を取り込めない以上、あなたは肉体の痛みを持って死を迎える。それをみすみす受け入れると。
I cannot become a spirit, as I cannot take in your spirit. Yours will be a painful death. Are you willing to accept that? The hell, I'm not willing to fight, but I'm even less willing to just be killed. I'm going to resist. I'm going to try and flee no matter how futile that may be. I psych myself up and glare back at Saber, refusing to let her overwhelm me. Then, Saber?
いいでしょう。霊樹を使いなさい、シロ。あなたの決断だ。私が口を挟む権利はない。
Very well. Use your command spell. It is your decision. I have no right to intervene.
気にすることはありません。私は今回のマスターとも信頼を築けなかっただけだ。あなたが霊樹で契約を立てば、私は自由になる。
Not
こ
to
の
worry.
体を保てるのは2時間程度でしょうが、その間に新しいマスターを見つけるだけです。
Not worry. I simply failed to build sufficient trust in my master this time. Sever our contract using your command spell, I will be free. This body will only last roughly 2 hours, but it's simply a matter of finding a new master. Saber lays this all out matter of fact, inspired by her resolve. I concentrate my thoughts on the command spell in my left hand to break my contract with Saber.
これであなたは自由だ。わずかな間の共闘でしたが、あなたの魔力は好ましかった。
Now you'll be free. Our alliance was brief, but your magical energy was pleasant.
再び会うことはないでしょうが、無事この戦いを切り抜けられるよう祈りましょう。
I shall never see you again, but I pray you survive this battle. Silver armor moves away. I realize that I have the urge to call out to her, but I smother it before I embarrass her. I have no right to call out to her. She didn't blame me for arbitrarily severing her contract and was concerned for my safety until the very end. Since I pushed her hand away and stepped down from the Holy Grail War, I'm in no position to call. Moonlit night is silent. Maybe past midnight, but the town seems excessively silent. Eerie, honestly. Eerie. Yes, that does seem to describe the mood. The town turned out like this. It's obvious. The Holy Grail War. The 6 mages in this town engaging in secret battles are the ones sucking the life from the town. My chest hurts. My chest where Lancer stabbed me hours ago aches. I should get home. Nothing good will come of me going back to the church now. I tried to fight down the pain in my chest as I walked home. Think about what I should do once I get home. Once I get home, I can take a bath and clear my head. Yes, that'll help me calm down. Yeah. Think about what I should do once I get home. That thought in itself was a mistake. Eh? Like a bad dream, I see that there's no path ahead. So you're all alone now, brother. I raise my head towards the sound of a girl speaking in a hushed voice. The blue moon hangs overhead. Standing at the top of the hill that leads back to my house. See a girl in a strange figure. Oh! Then I'm not sure. No time to see them, no moment to exchange words or even a chance for me to run away. Strange figure, dark giant, swings his weapon. The blow creates such overpressure that it takes. Flies. It flies off. What flies? From the base? The hill behind me is stained red, wet as if the rainstorm just passed by, but the ruined, torn part of my body remains painful. Blood slowly oozes out. Agony and terror creep in. Zerker, I don't feel like playing tag, so just squish him. Humble. Kneeling forward, but my knees are bent in the wrong direction. Hey, they're bent forward. The legs are bent right at angles where my knees are. My mind can't keep up. The mind-searing agony makes it impossible to keep up with what's happening. Zerker. Sure, I heard that. Which means the monster in front of me. You have really good manners, brother. I know what you're doing. You're sitting in Kaishaku style, assisted suicide position. My grandfather said Japanese people are well-behaved people who always sit up straight as they wait to be killed. My consciousness begins to fade. The girl's innocent voice seems out of place in this situation. Look up. I can't breathe. Part of my chest is simply missing, leaving a gaping hole right through me. I fall backwards onto the ground. Both of my legs are folded like caterpillar threads. They're broken and won't move. I use my one working arm to grasp the asphalt and drag myself away. Oh, you can still move? But what a shame. You can't run away now. Even if you manage to escape, it's pointless. Even if you manage to get away from me, you'll be dead in a few seconds. My body feels light. I've lost over half my blood. It's astonishing that I'm still conscious. The brain is starved for oxygen and it should have stopped functioning long ago. This child's fucking crazy! Don't worry, it'd be no fun if you died that easily, so I'm going to give you a little hand. No matter how broken and in pain you are, you're going to stay conscious until we've crushed your head. So you're going to keep on writhing like a little bug. I can feel myself being crushed. Whatever that weapon is, it crushes me like a hydraulic press. It flattens my entire body like a sheet of paper. Can't die. The only blood I have left is in my head. My body has ceased to function and my nerves have already accepted death, waiting to be released. Yet somehow I cling to consciousness. Throat whistles. The sound echoes in my head. My mind is a muddled mess. I want to escape this pain. I'm not master anymore. I appeal to the girl as if begging for help. Moment of hope. The girl gasps as if surprised. So? She smiles like an angel as she says that. All rationality abandons me. I'm not going to get away from this. I feel then, down to my soul, that I'm going to die here.
私でも抱き上げられるくらいになったかな。
Maybe you're small enough that I can pick you up now.
それじゃあお兄ちゃん、私のお城に招待してあげる。
And I'll invite you to my
お
castle.
城に帰ればいっぱい道具があるから、そこでゆっくりと続きをしよう。
I have lots and lots of tools in my castle, so we can take our time and continue this there. No matter how much I'm hurt, my consciousness just won't die. Because it doesn't die, I numb my psyche. I don't know how much longer my head is going to remain intact, but I've already lost all hope. Bad end. Jesus. Tiger Dojo's lighthearted hint segment. Players who want to complete the game on their own or avoid out-of-character situations should read. No, I know what I did. Yes. Oh, man. I wasn't expecting the child to be that brutal. Like, damn. Fight. I'm not going to run away. To be honest, all this Holy Grail War and Master stuff doesn't feel real to me. But if my only choices are to fight or run, I'll never run away. Even the priest told me. I should be prepared if I'm a mage. That's why I need to decide. Zero me as a mage, even if not yet a fully fledged one. I've always admired Kiritsugu Emiya. I'm decided to follow in his footsteps to be a champion of justice, so I will fight as a master. Tell me that the cause of the fire 10 years ago is the Holy Grail War. They can't let something like that happen. The priest gave me a satisfied smile, as if he likes my answer. Take a deep breath. I'm done wavering. Man has said he's going to fight. The only thing to do from now on is move forward. Head held high so I can live up. I shall acknowledge you as Saber's master. As of this moment, the Holy Grail War has been accepted. Here on, until only one master remains, Magecraft battles are permitted. Each participant shall put their full effort into the competition, in accordance with their own principles. The priest's voice echoes heavily through the chapel. The declaration is utterly meaningless. Only Tosaka and I are here to hear it. We just rang a metaphorical bell to kick things off as a formality.
決まりね。それじゃあ帰るけど、私も一つぐらい質問していい？キレ。
That's that. But before I go home, care to answer a question, Kiri? I don't mind. This may be the final one, so I shall try to answer as much as I can.
それじゃあ遠慮なく。キレ、あんた見届け役なんだから、他のマスターの情報ぐらいは知ってるんでしょ？こっちは教会のルールに従ってあげたんだから、それぐらい教えなさい。
And no holds bars. Since you're the overseer, you probably have information on all the other masters. I'm following the association rules, so you should be able to disclose that. Oh, I'm not sure what to do. I really do want to tell you, but I actually do not know the full... What I do know is that there aren't many legitimate mages this time around. As is the case with Shiramiya, I only know 2 masters, or rather, with the inclusion of Shiramiya.
あ、そう。なら呼び出された順番ならわかるでしょ？
That's so, but you at least know the order the servants were
仮
summoned.
にも監視役なんだから。
You are the overseer.
1番手はバーサーカー、2番手はキャスターだな。あとはそう大差はない。先日にアーチャー、そして数時間前にセイバーが呼び出された。
First was Berserker, the second was Caster. There was not much difference after that. Archer was summoned a few days back, while Saber was summoned a few hours ago.
そう。それじゃあこれで。
I see, then that means...
正式に聖杯戦争が開始されたということだ。
The Holy Grail War has officially started.
聖杯戦争が終わるまで、この 教会に足を運ぶことは許されない。許されるとしたらそれは
Grin. Until the Holy Grail War concludes, you're not permitted to set foot in this church. One time you'll be allowed would be
自分のサーバントを失って保護を願う場合のみでしょ。それ以外にあんたを頼ったら減点ってことね。
if I lost my servant and asked for sanctuary, right? Otherwise we'll get penalized if we seek your help.
そうだ。おそらく君が勝者になるだろうが、減点がついては教会が黙っていない。連中はつまらない論議の末、君から聖杯を奪い取るだろう。私としては最悪の展開だ。
Correct. You are likely to win, but the church will not simply ignore any marks against you. It will not hesitate to take the Holy Grail from you for whatever asinine reason. That would be the worst possible outcome.
エセ神父、教会の人間が魔術協会の肩を持つのね。
Such a freaking fraud of a priest. Man from the church siding with the Mage Association.
私は神に仕える身だ。教会に仕えているわけではない。
I simply serve God. I do not serve the church.
よく言うわ。だからエセなのよ、あんたは。
Listen to you. This is why you're a fraud. Tosaka turns her back on the priest. Without saying goodbye, she makes her way towards the exit. Hey, is that okay to do? Tosaka, isn't he your senior? Shouldn't she have a little more to say than that?
いいわよ、そんなの。むしろ縁が切れてせいせいするぐらいだもの。そんなことより、あなたも外に出なさい。もうこの教会に用はないから。
Fine, I'm actually relieved that I can sever ties with him once and for all. So get out of here too, you don't have any more business here. Tosaka cuts to the chapel without stopping. I sigh and follows Tosaka. Then, sense something and turn around. I don't know when he caught up, but the priest is right behind me, looking down at me. What, you got something else to say to me? Talking big, but I take a step back. The priest scares the hell out of me. I don't know what it is, but maybe he just rubs me the wrong way. Whatever it is, I can't make myself up. I'm going home if you got that. I head to the exit. He's trying to escape his stare. At that moment,
喜べ少年。君の願いはようやく叶う。
rejoice, my boy. Your wish will finally come true. The priest speaks like he's some kind of divine oracle. His words. Are they a reflection of my true feeling? Shiro Emiya's true intentions that I wasn't even aware of? He's saying,
分かっていたはずだ。明確な悪がいなければ君の望みは叶わない。たとえそれが君にとって容認し得ぬものであろうと、正義の味方には倒すべき悪が必要だ。
sure you know already. Without an evil to fight, your wish will never be granted. If you don't want to admit it, a hero of justice requires a villain to defeat. Everything around me seems to go dark, he says. Shiro Emiya's greatest wish and his ugliest wish are two sides of the same coin. That's right. I wish to protect something. It means that I'm also wishing for something to protect people from. Why you? I would never wish for something like that. I don't even remember ever desiring that. Wish so unstable. Just means that what I'm aspiring to is contradictory. Yet the priest brings it up, as if to say, good thing you have an enemy now.
何？取り繕うことはない。君の葛藤は人間としてとても正しい。
You needn't sugarcoat it. Your conflict is only natural for a human being. I tried to shake off the priest's words and head
さら
outside.
ばだ、エミヤシロ。
Farewell, Shiro Emiya.
最後の忠告になるが、帰り道には気をつけたまえ。
This will be my final warning. Be careful on
こ
your
れ
way
より
home.
君の世界は一変する。
The world as you know it is about to change.
君は殺し、殺される側の人間になった。その身はすでにマスターなのだからな。
You will kill or be killed, for you are a master now. As I leave, the weight of my shoulders seems light. Might be because I'm away from the priest. Might also be because I see Tosaka, conspicuous in her company. Blonde girl in a raincoat, the slightly mismatched sight of those two standing together relieves whatever pressure. Saber is still silent. She looks at me and seems to want to know why I decided.
行きましょう。町に戻るまでは一緒でしょ、私たち。
Let's go. We're going in the same direction until we reach town. Tosaka starts walking, her pace brisk. Saber and I follow soon. Three of us leave the church grounds. Walk down the hill. We hadn't talked much on the way here, but there's even less conversation on the way. Even someone as dull as me knows why. After our visit to the church, I accepted my position as a nurse. That must be why Tosaka is keeping her busy. Get it. I don't like the idea of seeing Tosaka in that way. Tosaka, how's your servant?
あーちゃんなら無事よ。まあセイバーにやられたダメージは簡単に消えそうにないからしばらく実体化はさせられないだろうけど。
Oh, if you're wondering, Archer's fine. The injury he sustained from Saber won't be easy to heal. It won't materialize for a while, though. Does that mean he isn't by your side?
ええ、私の家でかくまってる状態。今他のサーバントに襲われたら不利だから傷が治るまでは有利な場所で敵に備えさせてるの。
Nope, he's cooped up in my house. He'd be at a disadvantage if he was ambushed by other soldiers. So I'm having him prepare to fight by recuperating somewhere safe. Unlike my house, I'm sure Tosaka's house is well fortified against him. Mage's home is like a fortress, not much chance of defeating him. Means the enemies tend to not try to attack them. The battlefield around our house just notifies us of it. Even having that makes a big difference. By the way, Tosaka, the priest mentioned he was the overseer of the Holy Grail War. Does that mean he knows who your servant is?
知らないはずよ。私教えてないもの。
You shouldn't know, I've never told him. I see, you guys seem to get along, so I thought you had.
あのね、ミヤ君。忠告しておくけど、自分のサーバントの正体は誰にも教えちゃダメよ。たとえ信用できる相手でも黙っておきなさい。そうでないと、早々に消えることになるから。
Yeah, I'm going to give you a little advice. Never tell anybody your servant's identity. No matter how much you trust the other person, you should keep quiet. Otherwise, you'll end up dropping out early. What do you mean, Saber's identity?
だから、サーバントがどこの英雄かっていうことよ。
Talking about which hero your servant
いくら
is.
強いからって戦力を明かしてちゃいつか寝首をかかれるに決まってるでしょ。
No matter how strong they are,
後でセーバーから新名を教えてもらいなさい。
no matter how strong they are, revealing their strength to others will just lead to a knife in the back. Let's ask Saber her true name.
そうすれば私の言ってることがわかる。けどちょっとタンマ、エミヤ君はあれだからいっそ教えてもらわない方がいいわね。
You'll understand when you learn about her. Actually, it might be better if she doesn't tell you because you're, why not?
エミヤ君隠し事できないもの。なら知らない方が秘密にできるじゃない？
Can't keep secrets. You might have the best chance at keeping the secret if you just don't know. Who do you think I am? I can at least follow a strategy like that.
そう？じゃあ私に隠していることとかある？
You sure? Does that mean there's something you're hiding from me? Something I'm hiding from you? Wow. I feel a hot blush in my cheeks as she looks at me. I shouldn't feel guilty, but I wonder if secretly idolizing her even counts in this context.
ほら見なさい。何を隠しているか知らないけど、動揺が顔に出るようじゃ向いてないわ。
I don't know what it is, but your face tells me you're hiding something. That's why you're not fit for
あな
this.
たは他にいいところがあるんだから、駆け引きなんて考えるのはやめなさい。
Plenty of other good things about you, so stop thinking of silly tactics. Then what about you? If you're mom about your servant even to that priest, does that mean you don't trust him?
綺麗？まさか。私、あいつを信用するほどおめでたくないわ。あいつはね、教会から魔術協会にくら替えしたくせに、まだ教会に在籍している食わせ者なのよ。人の情報を他のマスターに売るぐらいはやりかねないわ。
Yeah, of course not. I'm not naive enough to trust him. He's a big hypocrite who switched sides from the church to the mages. But he still has a seat at the church. He'd spill it to the other masters the second he felt like. Tosaka huffs, obviously annoyed. I guess Tosaka really doesn't trust that priest. I'm a little relieved, but at the same time, her tone of voice also conveys a sort of closeness. Across the bridge. There's nothing else to talk about. Our frosty white breath hangs in the wind. The faint sound of flowing water bubbles up from beneath the bridge where we walk in the street. Street lights illuminate. All of those small details etch themselves onto my memory. Oddly, I don't think to look at Tosaka's face. It feels more like Feels like more of a rarity to be walking beside her like this than it does. Meet Tosaka and the girl called Saber, about whom I know nothing. Three of us, without doing anything particular, walk back to our homes. We reach the intersection. This is where we will have to separate, as our homes are in opposite directions.
ここでお別れね。義理は果たしたし、これ以上一緒にいると何かと面倒でしょ。きっぱり別れて、明日からは敵同士にならないと。
Just split up here. I've done my duty, and things would get complicated if we stuck together anymore. Part ways amicably, and tomorrow will become out. I think she's trying to bring closure to our ambiguous relationship. Tosaka starts talking, but suddenly cuts off, and I realize something. She didn't explain the rules to me out of obligation. She's only trying to help me, as I knew absolutely nothing. That's why, the moment things have been explained, everything goes back to me. All that's left is for us to fight each other as masters. That would make her last words to me strange. Tosaka must have meant it would be hard to fight if she feels empty. Tosaka, everything that happened tonight was unnecessary. Things would get complicated if we stuck together any longer. That's how she feels. She shouldn't have gotten involved with me. Smart enough to know that. But she helped me, even knowing it wouldn't benefit her in any way. That's how I know she had no ulterior motive for doing what she did. She did it purely out of the kindness of her heart. Tosaka is totally different now than she is. She's harsh and unfriendly at school, and that's putting it mild. Seeing her right now, I want to ask why the hell she acts the way she does at school. Honestly, the difference is on the level of fraud. Either way, Rin Tosaka is also exactly what everyone thinks she is. No, you're a good person, Tosaka. Huh? Where'd that come from? Flattery won't make me go easy on you. I know that. She had to tell me it would be a pain to be empathetic because she isn't going to go easy on me. I know, but I'd rather not be enemies with you because I like people. What? I heard Tosaka's house is in the residential district with all the western houses in the opposite direction. She took care of me up until now, so I'd like to walk her home. Anyway, don't forget to run to that church the moment your servant is killed. You'll at least live if you do that. Not sure about that, but I'll still take your advice. Anyway, I don't think that will happen since I'm likely to die before. I calmly assess the situation. Tosaka's reaction is once again puzzling. After that weary sigh, she glances at Saber. Fine, I won't warn you anymore. At this point, it would really just be an act of empathy. Just be careful. Saber may be strong, but it's all over if you, the master, wind up dead. She turns around and starts walking. Yeah, she stops dead in her tracks as if she's seen a ghost. Tosaka? Oh, I call out to her. Stinging pain shoots through my left hand. You two done chatting? Young voice echoes in the night. The sing-song tone comes unmistakably from a young girl. My eyes are drawn to the top of the hill. I had noticed the clouds clouding, now the brilliant moon. There. That guy is big! Shadow lens. The strange shape that seems out of place in the darkened town. Berserker. I'm not familiar with the word Tosaka whispers. I don't even need to ask. It's definitely a servant. He gives off an overwhelming aura of death that surpasses even the fire from 10 years. Good evening, brother. This is the second time we've met. The girl smiles. Her innocence sends a chill up my spine. No, the chill goes deeper than that. It's not just my body. Even my mind freezes. That thing is a monster. I'm not even looking into its eyes, but its intimidating presence paralyzes me. My instincts tell me I'm dead the instant I'm in. It's like someone's pressing a knife against my exposed stomach. Crap, he's definitely in a different league. All I managed to do is stand there paralyzed. Tosaka's composed enough to brace herself. That seems futile. I can only see her back, but I can still sense her despair.
あなたのサーバントはお休みなんだ。つまんないな。2匹一緒に潰してあげようって思ったのに。
Oh, your servant's resting? That's no fun. I thought I would get rid of 2 at once. Young girl seems displeased as she stands at the top of the hill looking down. It's worse. Girl knows that Tosaka's servant is not here. Girl bows gracefully, which seems wildly out of place given the current mood.
はじめまして、リン。私はイリア。
Very nice to meet you, Ren. My name is Ilya.
イリアスフィール・フォン・アインツベルンって言えばわかるでしょ。
Perhaps you might recognize the name Ilya von
アインツベルン。
Einsberg. Tosaka trembles slightly, seeming to recognize the name. Girl smiles, seemingly delighted by Tosaka's reaction.
じゃあ行くね。やっちゃえ、バーサーカー。
Here we go. Kill them, Berserker. In a sing-song voice, the girl orders the monstrosity behind. Giant jumps. In a single leap, this Berserker sails all the way from the top of the hill to its bottom where we stand.
シロ下がって。
Jiro, get back! Saber surges forward. Her raincoat flutters off her shoulders, blocking my view for a moment. Saber runs towards where Berserker is about to land. Berserker lands, kicking up a small torrent of air in his wake. The two meet almost simultaneously. The very air shakes. Saber stops Berserker's rock-like sword with her invisibility. The mouse twists as she strains, and Berserker's giant sword moves in a flash, creating a whirlwind. Thunder. Flash of swords almost tearing the air, ends in Saber's defeat. I hear something skidding. Saber blocks Berserker's giant sword with her own, but the impact pushes her backwards. Saber buckles. Copper-skinned servant follows her. Monster swings its giant sword again and again, as if it knows how to do nothing else. Saber continues to block it with her sword, unable to dodge the strikes. Saber's sword being invisible doesn't matter. She needs to put all her strength into blocking his attack, so she's dead to strike. Saber's left with no choice but to remain on the defensive. The only chance Saber has is when he has to find an opportunity to strike Berserker's attack. That's only if Berserker leaves her an opening. Massive black rock sword moves like a raging storm. He's enormous. Despite his size and unwieldy weapon, Berserker's faster than him. The unrelenting attacks just smash whatever's in his way, that's all. That's enough to be effective. As long as he retains his overwhelming speed and power, he doesn't really need technique. Humans devise techniques to compensate for their own weakness. That giant, that monster, he has no weakness. Run! The only thing I can manage to say, my body is completely frozen. That thing cannot be beaten. Saber's going to die. That's why she needs to run. It'd be easy if it was just her that needed to flee. Of course, she knows that perfectly well. Oh, that's not good. Body may be paralyzed, but mind is still working. Raging Storm of Death simply won't let up. Saber retreats, unable to block it all. Then the final unblockable blow comes. Saber hangs in the air. Twisting her body impossibly, Saber manages to defend against Berserker's titanic sword. That's all she can do to defend herself from the fatal blow. Because she can't completely brace against the giant's tremendous swing, his attack sends her flying. Sailing a wide arc, she falls to the ground. Before her back hits the ground, Saber turns in midair and lands on her. Manages to compose herself. The crimson blood stains her chest. Such an idiot. I've completely forgotten something crucial. Don't know how many times the servants can find a day, but it's Saber's third battle. Without that, Saber still hasn't healed him. Saber shifts her guard to protect her chest. Berserker moves in like a violent wind, striking at Saber while she's hampered by her. Blows rain down on her back. Don't know what kind of magecraft Tosaka used, but something burst against Berserker's body. The amount of magical energy I can feel, the impact must have been equivalent to a large caliber pistol. Even that is meaningless. Barely even scratches him. He isn't nullifying magical energy like what Saber does. The attack just doesn't affect him. This guy is ridiculously durable. Despite that, Tosaka continues to cast her spell. Berserker just ignores Tosaka's spells and charges it. Saber painfully lifts her head. She readies her sword and tail and continues to fight. Better and so much pain gets me moving. No, run, Saber. I yell with all my might. She hears me. But she braces herself to confront an enemy she can't possibly compete with. Berserker's attacks are relentless. Saber weakens with every block and slowly creeps up on him. Where in that small frame of hers does such power comes. Saber doesn't retreat. She endures a great sword's fierce attacks, tries to push Berserker back with sheer vigor. She has no chance to win. Even though she knows her demise is inevitable, she holds her ground at it. Maybe it sensed something. Monster, Silent Toenail, suddenly roars. His attacks are impossible to block. His attacks rain down on her, though her defense is flawless, but one strike sends her flying. Sound of something falling into the distance. Fresh blood stains her armor. Her small frame shouldn't be able to rise, and yet... No. She stands up without thinking. Her action says that she needs to keep going, or else I'll be killed. Her actions. I realize I made a foolish decision. Berserker stops after defeating Saber. It doesn't look so much as look at Tosaka and me. It just waits for its master to resolve.
勝てるわけないじゃない。私のバーサーカーはね、ギリシャ最大の英雄。
She's stupid. She's stupid. Can't win. My Berserker is the greatest hero of Greece.
ギリシャ最大の英雄ってまさか。
Greatest hero of Greece. Don't tell me he's...
そうよ。そこにいるのはヘラクレスっていう魔物。
That's right. The demon before you is Heracles.
あなたたち程度が刺激できる英雄とは格が違う。最強の怪物なんだから。
The most atrocious monster ever, and he's on a different level than any of the heroes you two can summon. The girl calling herself Ilya narrows her eyes in joy. Her eyes express elation from the anticipation of finishing off her enemies. There's no need to ask who she is expecting to kill. Saber. What will I do? Am I going to fight that monster instead? Can't do that. Just getting near that thing without being prepared would be enough to stop my heart. Going to... Oh, snap. Ah! Gotta help Saber. I refuse to abandon someone when they're down. That's how I've always lived my life. Most importantly, I can't leave the girl who fought so hard to protect me.
いいわよバーサーカー。そいつ再生するから一撃で仕留めなさい。
Okay, Berserker, she's going to regenerate, so take her out now. Berserker rumbles back into movement. Why you? I run forward as fast as I can. I can't possibly do anything against that monster. Least I can do is get Saber out of the way and save her from Berserker. I fall. Why? I was going to shove Saber away from Berserker, then I'd figure out what to do afterwards. So why? Why? Why am I on the ground, unable to breathe? I hear surprised voices. First is Saber, who's in front of me now. Then there's Tosaka, standing in the distance, looking aghast. For some reason, the girl calling herself Ilya stares down at me, dumbfounded. Gaping ragged hole in the middle of my body. I'm on the ground. On the asphalt, there's only a little blood considering how big the wound is. I see some withered branches looking things and some shattered stuff, and man, that looks painful. All those parts scattered around. I get it. How dumb am I? So I didn't make it. I could never have pushed Saber away, so I was just her shield. That ungodly huge machete thing took a good chunk out of my stomach. Can't believe I failed at a time like this. I tried my best to be a hero of justice, but I screwed it all up when it really mattered.
なんで
Why? The silver-haired girl's face is blank as she speaks. After standing there dumbfounded, she just says,
もういい。こんなのつまんない。
I've had enough. This is boring. She calls Berserker back without finishing Saber off.
リン、次に会ったら殺すから。
Grin, I'll kill you the next time we meet. Girl leaves. After she disappears, I completely black out. Lose consciousness. I'm really dead this time. I somehow survived when Lancer killed me last time, but my luck's definitely run out. There's no magecraft that could save a person who just lost half his body.
あんた何考えてるのよ。分かってるの？もう助けるなんてできないっていうのに。
What are you thinking? Don't you know I can't save you anymore? I hear her voice reprimanding me. It must be Tosaka. She sounds like she's really mad, and I feel bad. I had no choice. not good at everything like her. All I have to work with is my body. That's why. The only thing I could do was risk it all using my own body. Oh? Wait, save the game? Huh? February 2nd. Or February 3rd. Wait, for partner? Winter, 5 years ago. It was a beautiful moonlit night. I was just enjoying the sight with my father, Kiritsugu Emiya. It was winter, but it wasn't very cold. On the veranda, it was just a little chilly, the perfect weather to watch the moon. Kiritsugu doesn't go outside much anymore. He rarely went out, and he spent most of his time lounging around the house. Every time I recall this, I still feel regret. Why didn't I realize that he was acting the way any creature does when he
子供の頃、僕は正義の味方に憧れてた。
When I was a boy, I wanted to be a champion of justice. Blurted out, just out of nowhere. My father, who already seemed like a champion of justice in my eyes, said that as if he were reflecting on him. What you wanted to do? So you gave up on it? I asked, unable to completely hide my disappointment. Kiritsugu smiled apologetically and looked up at the distance.
残念ながらね。ヒーローは期間限定で、大人になると名乗るのが難しくなるんだ。そんなこと、もっと早くに気がつけばよかった。
Fortunately, yes, you can only be a hero for so long. It gets harder to call yourself one as you grow up. Wish I found that out earlier. That makes sense to me. I wasn't sure why, but if Kiritsugu said it, then it had to be true. Oh well, that's too bad.
そうだね。本当にしようがない。
Yes, it really is too bad. Kiritsugu nodded in agreement. So I just kind of blurted something out, as if it were a natural thing to say. If you can't do it, then I'll do it for you. You can't do anything because you're an adult, but I can. You can leave your dream to me. So I'll make it a reality. The bold promise made my father smile. His face said everything I needed to know. Kiritsugu made a long, contented sigh and whispered.
安心した。
Ah, that's a relief. He closed his eyes. So too his life came to a close. It looked so peaceful, like he was just going to wake up in the morning, so I didn't think much about it. Maybe it was because by then I was used to sleeping. On a winter night, the man I called my father looked up at the moon. The guard was dead silent, not so much as a single chirp from an insect. I still remember how fiercely my eyes blazed on that bright, clear night. I didn't cry aloud, nor did I feel sad. I just slowed down my cheek until the moon sank past the horizon. This happened in the winter, 5 years ago. I probably cried 10 years worth of tears in that time, so after that, there was nothing left. June's dad took care of the funeral arrangements, and that's how I ended up living in the Kiritsugu passing didn't change it. Instead, I'm becoming a man who champions justice and does what's right, just like my father, so I didn't have time to sit down. Sorry. I never talked about this, but I still remember it. Years ago, a man saved me from a fire. He picked up a burned, dying child and carried him out of house, weeping with joy. I've admired him ever since. Nobody saved me. I couldn't save anyone. In the ruins of the fire, there was only a boy who was saved and a man who saved. That's why I aspired to be like him. I wanted to become a hero of justice that saves people and doesn't let anyone down. That's who he wanted to be. He passed his wish on to me before quietly letting me go. Only natural for a child to follow in their father's footsteps. Shiro Emiya must become a hero of justice and save someone the same way that he swore to myself I would do it. I vowed to fulfill the dream of the man I am. Honestly, I didn't know how. What did Kiritsugu mean by doing the right thing and championing justice? How can I grow up faster? There's some magical way to make Kiritsugu's dream everyone happy come true? Seriously, what am I supposed to do when I can't get the blonde girl with me now? I wake up in my room. Something tastes terrible. The steely tang of blood clouds my mouth. Cold in my mouth while I slept, and every time I breathed, heavy metallic air filled my lungs. Not sure why I feel this way. Violent urge to vomit makes me want to go wash my face in the restroom. Okay. There's myself out of bed. Dizziness sets my head spinning. Feeling uneasy on my feet, I plant a hand on the wall. I try to move, but it only makes the nausea worse. No, more pain than nausea. My body feels sluggish, and my insides seem to churn whenever I move. Imagine this is about what it feels like if someone's forced hot lead down my throat. Imagining that is making me feel like I'm going to run a fever. I wipe the sweat from my forehead and hobble out of my room, leaning against. Okay, I feel a little better. I wash my face and dry off my sweat-drenched body. Huh? For some reason, my abdomen is wrapped in bandages. No idea why, but I'll deal with it later. I'm hungry. Did I leave any extra food in the fridge? My stomach feels like it's churning, but my body needs nourishment. I give the discomfort and keep walking, brace against the wall. Dizziness won't go away, and worst of all, my whole body feels dull. I keep moving forward, making pathetic noises along the way. What the hell did I do before I went to bed last night? I don't remember training strenuously enough to make my entire body ache. Reach the living room. Sakura and Fujine must be at school. There's no signs of breakfast, nor do I see any remnants of the room's quiet, like a typical Sunday.
おはよう。勝手に上がらせてもらってるわ、エミヤくん。
Morning. Sorry I came in without asking him, yeah? Or not. What? Eh? Rin Tosaka is sitting on the floor by the table in the living room. So calm, like she owns the place, so much that I feel like the guest. I have no idea what to say, so I plop down on a cushion. I take a deep breath. Tosaka, why are you...
待った。その前に謝ってくれない？昨夜の一件についての謝罪を聞かないと落ち着けないわ。
Stop. Shouldn't you apologize to me first? I can't move on from last night until you say sorry for what you did. I can't even finish asking why she's in my house. Tosaka's there is all I need to know how angry she is. Seems upset about something that happened last night, but what exactly? I remember now. Right, this isn't the time for me to be leisurely breathing in the morning air. I tried to help Saber, and Berserker gutted me like a fish. Nausea returns. A chill grips my entire body as I remember the feeling of having a gaping hole in my body. That's weird. I should have died instantly. Weird. Why am I still here?
思い出した？昨夜自分がどんなバカをしでかしたかって。
You remember?
少しは反省しなさい。
You remember now? You did something damn stupid last night. I hope you regret it. Tosaka huffs critically. That kind of ticks me off. My brain, frozen and seeing Tosaka in my living room, finally grinds to death. What are you talking about? I had no choice. Well, sure, it might seem like an idiotic move if you just looked at the results. Definitely meant for it to go better than it did. I wouldn't say it was a mistake. I turned to her, insisting that I'm not an idiot. What? Why is she making such a show sighing at me?
マスターが死んだらサーバントは消えるって言ったでしょ？だって言うのにサーバントをかばうなんてどうかしてるわ。
Master dies, the servant disappears too. Remember? I can't believe you actually tried to shield your own servant.
いい？あなたが死んでしまえばセイバーだって消えてしまう。セイバーを救いたかったのならもっと安全な場所からできる手段を考えなさい。
Listen, if you die, then Saber's gone too. If you wanted to save Saber, you should have thought of another way to do it from a safe distance.
まったく身を挺してサーバントを守るなんて行為は無駄以外の何者でもないって分かってるの？
Honestly, do you realize how pointless it is to risk your own life for your servants? I wasn't shielding her. I was just trying to get her out of there. Didn't think that would happen to me. I knew I might die if I go near a monster like that, but that's besides the point.
そう勘違いしてるみたいねあなた。
Fine, then you had the wrong idea. Tosaka only looks more irritated, like she knows exactly what I'm thinking.
あのねミヤくんきっちりと言っておくけど教会まで連れて行ったのはあなたに勝たせるためじゃないわ。
To be straight with you, Emiya, I didn't take you to the church so that you could win.
あれはね何も知らないあなたが一人でも生き残れるようにって考えた結果なの。どうもそのあたりは分かってなかったみたいね。
I was just trying to give you a chance to survive because you literally don't know anything. Sounds like you still don't get it. Chance to survive?
そうよ負けることがそのまま死につながるって知ればそう簡単に博打は打たなくなる。エミヤくんこういう状況でも一人で夜出歩きそうだから。
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't take risks or do much. Or really do much if you knew defeat meant death, but it looks like you're the kind of person to walk out at night even though it's your choice.
脅しをかけておけば家中の栗を拾うこともなしうまくいけば最後までやり過ごせるかもって思ったの。
I thought that if I scared you straight, you wouldn't throw your own life away for someone else, and if you're lucky, you'd make it until the end. Gee, that didn't cross my mind. Why are you upset? What does me dying have to do with you?
関係あるわよ。この私を一晩も心配させたんだから。
It has everything to do with me, because you made me worry all night long. Tosaka is practically throwing a tantrum. Okay. It actually feels good to have someone worry about me. From her tone, it sounds like Tosaka was the one who took care of me. Is that so? Guess I owe you one, Tosaka. Thanks. I bow my head in appreciation and apology.
わかればいいのよ。これに懲りたら次はもっと頭のいい行動してよね。
As long as you understand, if you've learned your lesson, then use your head next time. Tosaka quickly turns away. She might still be edgy, but I feel like she's in a better mood.
じゃあこれで昨日のことはおしまいね。
We're done with what happened last night.
本題に入るけど、真面目な話と昨日の話、どっちにする？
Let's get down to it then. Do you want to talk business or talk about yesterday? Tosaka promised me matter-of-factly. Straightforwardness takes me off guard, but now that I think about it, she must be here only because she has something to discuss. If she hadn't had something to discuss, she'd have gone home already. Tosaka's my enemy, so what should she want to talk about that would prompt her to stay in enemy territory? Curious to know what she's thinking, and I also want to know what else happened last night. I have to ask anyway, so. Ooh, we got 3 choices this time. Talk about yesterday. No point in talking until I understand my own situation. I need to understand where I am if I try to get where I'm going. That's the basics for a journey. Let's start with what happened last night.
そうね。まずは状況を知るのが先。なんだ、まともに頭が働くじゃない、あなた。
Hey, you should know what's going on first. Hey, it looks like you're finally thinking straight. With a smug grin, Tosaka launches into a brief explanation of last night's events. Apparently, Berserker left right after I lost consciousness. Afterwards, my body started to heal on its own and was back to normal after a few minutes. I was still unconscious, so Tosaka brought me here and the rest was as I remember.
ここで重要なのは、あなたはあなた一人で生き切ったっていう事実よ。確かに私は手助けしたけど、あの傷を完治させたのはあなた自身の力だった。そこ、勘違いしないでね。
What's important here is that you managed to survive on your own. I might have helped a bit, but it was your power that healed your wounds. Don't get that twisted, okay? That's what it sounds like from the way you told it. Sure, so you aren't the one who healed me?
まさか死にかけてる人間を蘇生させるなんて芸当はもう私にはできない。意味やシローは自分でぶっ飛んだ中身をどうにかしたのよ。
No way, I can't revive someone on the verge of death. What was I supposed to do about your intestines scattered on the pavement? I don't really have an answer to that. Stomach's back to normal, yes, but I'm honestly still dubious about what Tosaka said. Can't even use any healing magecraft, much less raise the dead.
そうなると原因はサーバントね。
Means it must be your servant.
あなたのサーバントはよっぽど強力なのか、それとも召喚の時に何か手違いが生じたのか。まあ両方だと思うけど、何らかのラインがつながったんでしょうね。
Either your servant is pretty powerful or something happened when you summoned him. I think it's both, actually. But you must be connected by some line. Line? You mean some sort of fated line that connects a familiar and its main?
あら、ちゃんと使い物知識はあるじゃない。
Oh, so you do have some knowledge of familiars.
なら話は早いわ。要するにエミヤ君とセーバーの関係は普通の主人と使い魔の関係じゃないってこと。
This should be easy. It means your relationship with Saber is not just an ordinary master and familiar relationship.
見たところセイバーには自然治癒の力もあるみたいだから、それがあなたに流れてるんじゃないかな。
Saber can evidently regenerate too, so her power might be flowing in you.
普通は魔術師の能力が使い魔に付与されるんだけど、あなたの場合は使い魔の特殊能力が主人を助けてるってわけ。
Normally the mage's abilities are shared with their familiar, but in your case the familiar's abilities are helping the master. So it's like a river flowing upstream.
うまい例えね。本来ならありえないだろうけど、セイバーの魔力ってのは川の流れを変えるほど膨大なんでしょ。そうでなければあの体格でバーサーカーとまともに打ち合うなんて考えられない。
Good way of putting it. Normally that wouldn't be possible, but Saber's magical energy must be powerful enough to change the flow of the river. Otherwise, there's no chance she'd be able to go up against Berserker with that tiny frame. Wouldn't normally be possible. Does that mean your relationship with Archer is a normal mage and familiar relationship?
そうよ。人の言うこと全然聞かないやつだけど、一応そういう関係。
That's right. He doesn't listen to a word I say, but that's our relationship.
マスターとサーバントのつながりなんてガソリンとエンジンみたいなものだもの。こっちが魔力を提供して、あっちがそれを食べるだけ。
Connection between master and servant is like gas in an engine. You provide the energy for them to consume.
まあ中には肉体面でもサーバントと共有して疑似的な不死を得たマスターもいたそうよ。サーバントが死なない限り自分も死なないなんていうやつなんだけど。エミヤ君、人の話聞いてる？
So I've read that Master once acquired pseudo-immortality by physically fusing with their servant. They wouldn't die as long as their servant doesn't die. You listening, Emiya? Yes, I am. And Tosaka, does that mean my body will heal from injuries even if I don't do anything about them?
あなたのサーバントの魔力を消費してね。理屈はわからないけど、原因がセイバーの実体化にあることは間違いないわ。あなたが自然治癒の呪いなんて習得しているはずはないから。
The cause for your servant's magical energies, I don't know how it works, but it definitely has something to do with Saber being stuck in material form. I don't think you've learned any curses of natural regeneration. Of course not. My old man never taught me something that complicated.
そうじゃなくて、そうだったら私が悩む必要はなかったっていうことよ。いいわ。あなたには関係のない話だから。
That's not what I mean. I'm saying that I wouldn't have had to worry this much if it was true. Never mind. This doesn't concern me. I wonder why Tosaka is being so roundabout.
まあいいわ。とにかくあまり無茶はしないこと。
Anyway, just don't do anything rash.
今回は助かったからいいけど、次にあんな傷を負ったらまず助からないはずだから。多少の傷なら治るなんていう甘い考えは捨てた方がいいでしょうね。
Might have survived this time, but you might not live to tell the tale next time you get hurt like last time. It's probably best you just ditch the notion that any small wounds will heal on them. No, Saber had to help me because I went and got myself hurt. I don't have any excuse.
バカね。そんな理由じゃないわよ。断言してもいいけど、あなたの傷を治すと減るのはセイバーの魔力だけじゃない。
It's not the point, dummy. Let me be clear. It costs more than Saber's magical energy to heal you.
あなた、それ絶対なんか使ってるわ。
You're giving something up when it
寿
happens.
命とか性分とか預金残高とか、ともかく何かが減りまくってるに違いないんだから。
Whether that's your life, your luck, or even your bank account, you can bet that kind of healing doesn't come cheap. Tosaka house once again, and I agree, but Tosaka, I don't think my bank account has anything to do with it.
関係あるわよ。魔術ってのは金食い虫なんだから。使ってればどんどんお金は減っていくものなの。
Of course it does. Using Magecraft means you're pretty much throwing your money away. The more you use it, the more it drains your money.
そうでなければ許さないんだから。特に私が。
Otherwise, none of this would be acceptable, especially to me. Tosaka absolutely explodes with fury. It's odd, really. The more I talk to her, the more this Tosaka feels like the real one, while the girl at school feels like an act. So I guess I already noticed that yesterday.
まあ、お金の話は置いとくとして。
Well, putting the topic of money aside,
次は真面目な話だけど、いいかしら、エミヤ君。
I want to talk about something serious. Are you ready, Emiya? The main reason you're here, isn't it? Let's hear it.
じゃあ率直に聞くけど、エミヤ君、あなたこれからどうするつもり？
I'll be frank. What do you plan to do next? Tosaka asked the one question I hope she wouldn't. Actually, that's not entirely true. Not that I don't want her to ask you so much as I haven't really thought my answer. What am I going to do now? It's the question I want to ask. To be honest, I don't know. I know there's a competition with the Holy Grail, but I've never been in a battle between them. One thing more than anything, I want to avoid any trouble. I'm not interested in something like the Holy Grail. I don't really know if I can risk my life for something I don't want.
言うと思った。あなたね、そんなこと言ったらサーバントに殺されるわよ。
I knew you'd say something like that. I'll have you know that your servant will kill you for saying that sort of thing. What? Kill me? Why?
サーバントの目的も聖杯だから。
Because the servants also seek the Holy Grail.
彼らは聖杯を手に入れるという条件だからこそ、マスターの召喚に応じているのよ。
The conditions for them allowing masters to summon them is getting a chance at the Holy Grail.
サーバントにとって最も重要なのは聖杯なの。
Grail is the servant's number one priority.
彼らは聖杯を手に入れる可能性があるからマスターに従い、時にマスターのために命を落とす。
They'll obey the masters if it gives them a chance at the Grail, and sometimes they'll even die for their master.
だっていうのに聖杯なんていらないよなんて言ってみなさい。裏切り者と切り殺されても文句は言えないでしょ。
By saying you don't want the Grail to your servant, you can't blame her if she calls you a traitor and cuts you down loose. Well, that doesn't sound right. Servants are the ones who are summoned by masters, right?
サーバントが無償で人間に従うなんて思ってたの？
Do you think servants would really serve humans for free?
聖杯は手に入れた者の望みを叶える。それはマスターの守護者であるサーバントも例外じゃない。
Whoever requires the Grail gets their wishes granted, whether that's a master or their guardian servant.
サーバントたちにもね、それぞれ何らかの欲望があるのよ。だからこそ彼らは本来ありえない召喚に応じている。
The servants have wishes of their own, that's why they respond to summons that would otherwise be, at best,
聖杯を手に入れるためにマスターがサーバントを呼び出すじゃない。
Masters don't summon servants to help them get the
聖杯
Holy
が手
Grail.
に入るからサーバントはマスターの呼び出しに応じるのよ。
Servants answer the master's call to have a chance at the Holy Grail. Servants have wishes too. Does that mean Saber also has a wish she wants granted by the Holy Grail?
だからサーバントはマスターが命令しなくとも他のマスターを消しにかかる。聖杯を手に入れるのは一人だけ。自分のマスター以外に聖杯が渡るのは彼らだって承知できないのよ。
So servants will go out and eliminate other masters even without being ordered to. Only one person can get the Holy Grail. They won't allow it to fall into the hands of anyone other than them.
マスターと違ってサーバントには霊樹を奪うなんてことはできない。彼らが他のマスターを無力化するには殺す以外に方法がない。
Like masters, servants don't have the power to take away command spells. The only way they can neutralize other masters is by killing.
だからね、たとえマスター本人に戦う意志がないとしても戦いは避けられないのよ。
So even if the master has no intention of fighting, conflict is enough.
サーバントに襲われたマスターは自分のサーバントでこれを撃退する。それが聖杯戦争なんだって綺麗から嫌っていうほど聞かされたでしょ。
Masters attacked by a servant need to fight them off with their own servant. He already told you plenty of times about how this is at the heart of the Holy Grail. He told me enough of that last night, but that means the servants must fight and kill each other. That would have been enough as long as the masters made peace with each other and gave up the Holy Grail. The servants answer the summons because they also seek the Holy Grail and will never give up until they have it. Battles between servants really are inevitable. The girl who fought so hard to protect me, also here to kill for, and maybe die all for the Holy Grail? That's awful. I don't know exactly what a heroic spirit is, but Saber's human. I even saw her bleed.
あ、その点は安心して。サーバントに生死はないから。サーバントは絶命しても本来の場所に帰るだけだもの。英霊っていうのはもう死んでも死なない現象だからね。戦いに敗れて殺されるのは当事者であるマスターだけよ。
Oh, don't worry about that. Servants aren't mortal, so if they die, they'll just go back to where they came from. Heroic spirits are phenomena that can't die. Only masters can actually get killed when they lose a fight. No, I mean, even if their deaths are figurative, it does not change the fact that something which takes the form of a human dies in this way.
何、人殺しだっていうの？魔術師のくせにまだそんな正義感振り回してるわけ？あなた。
But you have some hang up with killing? You got some nerves calling yourself a mage with morals like that. Kosaka's right. As a mage, death is never far. I understand that fact and I've long since resigned myself to it. I'm not strong enough to be the judge of when or where other people should live. Of course I do. I won't be party to some war where people murder each other.
へえ、それじゃあミスミス殺されるのを待つだけなんだ。で、勝ちを他のマスターに譲るのね。
But really, so you're just going to sit and wait to be killed? You're going to just hand the victory to some other master? That's not my point. All I have to do is stay alive until the end, right? I don't intend to kill anyone, but I'm also not going to hold back if I need to. Someone who shows up ready to kill others can't complain about getting killed.
受けに回るんだ。それじゃあ他のマスターが何をしようが傍観するのね。例えば昨日のあいつが暴れ回って 町の人間を皆殺しにしても無視するってわけ？
So you're going to play defense? You're just going to watch and see what the other masters do? Even if that thing from yesterday goes around killing everyone in town, you'll just ignore it? Thing from yesterday? That twisted inhuman demon. Strong enough to level a house with a single blow. Sets his mind to it, I'm sure it could destroy all of Miyama overnight. To make matters worse, servants can turn into spirit form. Humans who lack the ability to sense the supernatural can't even see them. As soon as servants materialize, they can interact with the physical world. Say they're the ultimate weapons. Modern technology or weaponry can effective spiritual form. Our attacks won't work on them, but they can hurt us. It's a depressingly one-sided arrangement. From a normal person's point of view, servants may as well be natural disasters. If people die to an invisible killer, those deaths will just be treated as accidents or magic. What do you mean? Don't masters and servants only attack other masters? What do the people in town have to do with it?
ええ、そうだったらどんなに平和なことか。けど、それなら見届け役の綺麗なんていらないでしょ。
If only the world were so peaceful. If that were the case, then we wouldn't need Kirei to play referee.
一つ言い忘れていたけど、サーバントっていうのは例なの。彼らはもう完成したものだから、今以上の成長はない。
Should have mentioned this sooner, but servants are spirits. Their forms are complete static, so they do not grow.
けど、燃料である魔力は別よ。
They still need magical energy as fuel.
蓄えた魔力が多ければ多いほど、サーバントは生前の特殊能力を自由に行使できるわ。
They are provided with more magical energy. They are able to use more of the special abilities they had while they were alive.
そのあたりは私たち魔術師と一緒なんだけど、あなたこの意味わかる？
It's not unlike us mages, actually. Do you see what I'm getting at? Yes, it's like repeatedly using mage. Magical energy is like gunpowder. The mage is the gun itself. Like how there are different guns, pistols, rifles, shotguns, mages all have a variety of abilities. To continue the metaphor, servants are more like artillery cannons and firearms. Burning a huge amount of gunpowder launch massive shields.
そうよ。けどサーバントたちは私たちみたいに自然からマナを提供されてるわけじゃない。基本的に彼らは自分の中だけの魔力で活動する。
Sorry, but servants can't draw mana from the atmosphere like us. They generally run only on the magical energy.
それを補充するのが私たちマスターで、サーバントは自分の魔力プラス主であるマスターの魔力分しか生前の力を発揮できないの。
Our job as masters is to supplement the energy. Their power is limited by their own energy supply plus wherever their masters go.
けどそれだとあなたみたいに半人前のマスターじゃ優れたマスターにはかなわないってことになるでしょ。
That means a half-baked master like you has no chance against a more capable one, right?
その抜け道っていうか、当たり前って言えば当たり前の方法なんだけれど、サーバントは他から魔力を補充できる。
One very obvious solution to that hurdle is to have your servant acquire magical energy from other sources.
サーバントは霊体だから、同じものを食べてしまえば栄養は取れるってこと。
Servants are spirits, so they can eat similar stuff for sustenance. Eating something similar? I mean, other spiritual bodies, but what kind of spirits would they eat?
簡単でしょ。自然霊は自然そのものから力を汲み取る。
Simple. Spirits of nature can take in power from nature itself.
なら、人間霊であるサーバントは一体何から力を汲み取ると思う？
What do you think servants, who are human spirits, get power from? Oh, it really is an easy question. Just as we eat meat, spirits like servants have to eat. Human spirits like servants have to eat.
ごめんと。まあ魔力の補充なんて聖杯に補助されたマスターからの提供だけで大抵は事足りる。
Correct. To be fair, the magical energy supplied from masters chosen by the Holy Grail should be enough in most cases.
けど一人より大勢の方が大量摂取できるのは当然でしょ。
Shouldn't it be obvious that they gain more energy by getting it from more than one person?
はっきり言ってしまえばね、実力のないマスターはサーバントに人を食わせるのよ。
Bluntly speaking, inferior masters have to feed other people to their servants.
サーバントは人間の原感情や魂を魔力に変換する。
Servants can convert souls and primal human emotions into magical energy.
自分のサーバントを強くしたいのならそれが一番効率がいい。人間を殺してサーバントへの生贄にするマスターは決して少なくないわ。
If you want your servant to get stronger, that's the most efficient way. It's not rare for masters to sacrifice humans. Sacrifice it. You're saying there might be masters out there who go around killing humans? they're so much stronger. They're not choosy about their methods.
そうね。けど頭のいいやつならそんな無駄なことはしないんじゃないかな。
Maybe, but I can't see a smart master doing something like that.
いい？サーバントがいくら強力でも魔力の器そのものには限界がある。能力値以上の貯蔵はできないんだから殺して回るにしても限度があるわ。
No matter how strong a servant is, they're still limited by energy capacity. They can't store any energy above a hard limit, so there's only so much they can benefit from.
それにあからさまに殺人を犯せば教会は黙ってないし、何よりそのシーンからサーバントの能力と正体が他のマスターたちにバレかねない。もちろんマスター自身の正体もね。
For one thing, the association won't just turn a blind eye to someone going around murdering. More importantly, the other masters will be able to figure out the servant's abilities and the identity based on the victim's puzzle. That and they'll work out the other master's identity.
聖杯戦争は自分の正体を隠していた方が圧倒的に有利だから、普通のマスターならサーバントを出し惜しみするはずよ。
Stealing your identity in a Holy Grail war gives you a big advantage, so any normal master would be unwilling to use their shit. Get it. Don't let anyone know you're a master, then the other masters won't attack you. Firstly, if the other masters know who you are, you're just asking to be in. Stands the reason that no one would be reckless enough to let their servant attack civilians. That's a relief. As long as the master doesn't order it, servants shouldn't.
でしょうね。仮にも英雄だもの。自分から人を殺して回るやつはそもそも英雄だなんて呼ばれないだろうけど、もう断言はできないか。
Probably not. They're supposed to be heroes after all. I don't think there are any heroes who attack innocent people. No, I can't say that for sure.
暴虐者だからこそ英雄になった例なんていくらでもあるんだし。
Many of them became heroes through sheer violence. Osaka just casually raises a truly terrifying point. That she sounds genuine about it rather than sarcastic or ironic might be a reflection of her case.
話を戻しましょうか。で、どうするの？
We're getting off topic, so what's next for you?
人殺しはしないっていうエミヤ君は他のマスターが何をしようが傍観するんでしたっけ？
Claim you won't kill people, so you're just going to stand by and watch the other masters do God knows what? Take it back. She's not only twisted, she's a jerk who's going out of her way to drive me into a corner, all with a smile. When it comes to that, I'll go in to stop them. The master won't have much to do as long as their servant's been defeated, right?
はっきれた。自分からマスターは倒さない。けど他のマスターが悪事を働いたら倒すって言うんだ。
Unbelievable. So you're not going to try to defeat any of the other masters unless they intend to do bad things?
エミヤ君、自分が矛盾してるって分かってる？
Do you even hear yourself? Yeah, I know they're just pretty words, but I can't think of anything else. I'm not going to change my principles no matter what you say.
問題点が一つあるけど、言っていいかしら？
There's just one problem. Should I spell it out for you? I can see the gears turning in her head. She's up to something. I promised to listen, so I need to hear her out. Yeah?
昨日のマスター覚えてる？エミヤ君と私を簡単に殺せとか言ってた子だけど。
You remember that master from yesterday? That little girl who just casually ordered a servant to kill us both? I can't forget. She attacked us on our way home without any warning.
あの子、必ず私たちを殺しに来る。それはエミヤ君にも分かってると思うけど。
She's definitely going to come back and kill us. I'm sure even you've worked that out. Oh, right. That girl's a master too. She knows that Tosaka and I are both masters, so she's bound to come after us eventually. Be today or tomorrow, but we've already sounded her death warning. No chance of stopping that monster.
あの子のサーバント、バーサーカーは桁違いよ。
Her servant, Berserker's on a whole other level.
マスターとして未熟なあなたにあれは撃退できない。自分からは何もしないで身を守るって言うけど、あなたは身を守ることさえできないわ。
As inexperienced of a master as you are, you're no match for that thing. You've been saying that you're going to protect yourself by doing nothing. You're not going to be able to defend yourself. Look who's talking. You have no chance against that thing either.
正面からじゃ勝てないでしょうね。白兵戦ならあれは最強のサーバントよ。きっと歴代のサーバントの中でもあれと並ぶやつはいないと思う。私もバーサーカーに襲われたら逃げ延びる手段はないわ。
On a straight up fight, that's the ultimate close quarters servant. There probably isn't anyone who can match all the heroes of Myth and Legend. Zerker attacks me, there's no escape. It goes for me too. I'm pretty sure I won't survive the next round with that. My hand moves unconsciously to my stomach. Wound is closed. It's probably not even fair to call this a wound. The spot where a gigantic sword nearly killed me. Can't shake off the sudden wave of nausea that wells up in me when I imagine the next time I might get a taste of that blade.
そういうこと。わかった。何もしないままで聖杯戦争の終わりを待つなんて選択肢はないってことが。
There you have it. Do you get that just by sitting around doing nothing and waiting for the Holy Grail War to end is enough? Yeah, I know that now, but Tosaki, I'm not sure what your point is. Sure, you're not just here to make fun of my inevitable doom, are you?
そこまで悪趣味じゃない。
What kind of sadist do you take me for?
もうここまで言ってるのにわからない。要するに私と手を組まないかって言ってるの。
For everything I said, you still can't take a hint. I'm asking if you want to team up. Huh? What? What? If I take those words at face value, that means... Want to team up with me?
そう。私のアーチャーは致命傷を受けて目下治療中。完全に回復するまで時間がかかるけど、それでも半人前ぐらいの活躍はできるはずよ。
Yeah, my archer's still recovering from a serious wound that's going to take some time. In the meantime, I'm not completely out of the fight.
で、そっちはサーバントは申し分ないけど、マスターが足引っ張ってやっぱり半人前。ほら、合わせればちょうどいいわ。
While your servant's superb, her master's dragging her down, making her half as effective, see? Put the two of us together and you've got a hole. Hey, I'm not that bad of a mage.
私が知る限りでもう3回も死にそうになったのに1日で3回も殺されかける人間なんて初めて見たけど
I count 3 times when she almost died. You're the first person I know who's had that happen in a single day. But
同盟の対価ぐらいは払うわ。アーチャーを倒されたことはチャラにしてあげてマスターとしての知識も教えてあげる。ああ、あと暇があればエミヤ君の魔術の腕を見てあげてもいいけどどう？
I'll make it worth your while. I'll let you off for getting Archer hurt and teaching you what you need to know to be an master. Oh, and if we have time, I can even give you some pointers on your mage. No? It is an attractive proposition. I know next to nothing, and Tosaka does seem knowledgeable. I'd like to avoid fighting her if I can.
エミヤ君、答え聞かせてほしいんだけど。
Yeah, I'm waiting for your answer. She urges me to make a choice. Okay. Well, I feel like teaming up with her is the best option I have. Besides, I don't have much choice. Too much I don't know, and I have no experience as a mage. Tosaka's offering to help me, however temporary. It's an offer I can't turn down. Alright, I'll take your offer, Tosaka. Honestly, I really appreciate your help.
決まりね。それじゃあ握手しましょう。とりあえずバーサーカーを倒すまでは味方同士ってことで。
That settles it. Let's shake on it. We're allies until we defeat Berserker. Alright, yeah. I guess that should be the arrangement. I guess I don't have control over the timing, but it'll probably help to know the timing. Take the offered hand. I'm a little perplexed. Tosaka's hand is so soft, it reminds me she's a girl. My hand, in comparison, is covered with scratches and seems a poor match for hers. When I think that, I find myself getting embarrassed. I quickly pull my hand back.
何どうしたの？やっぱり私と協力するのは嫌？
What's wrong? Are you changing your mind about working with me? It's not that. I really appreciate that I'm going to be able to work with you. That was more personal. Don't worry about it. This. Oh my god. I love her. She's great. Tosaka looks at me strangely. Her face turns mischievous. What? I might dissolve our agreement if you say something stupid. I'm serious. I really will.
あなた、女の子の手を握るの初めてだったんでしょ。
Was that the first time you held a girl's hand?
なんだ、顔が広いように見えて白っては奥手なんだ。
I thought you had a lot of friends. I didn't realize you were so shy, Shiro. Wrong. That's not true. No way in hell I could say I got embarrassed because it was her. And yeah, fine. I hadn't really touched a girl so intimately before, but... And no, Fujine doesn't count. More like something from a different planet than someone of a different gender. Hey, hold on. What did Tosaka just say?
聞いてた通り、ほんと顔に出るのね。ま 求しないであげましょう。
Really do.
変につついて意地を張られても困るし。
Really do wear your feelings on your sleeve. Fine, I'll let it go. I wouldn't want you sulking if I push your buttons too much.
じゃあまずは手付金。これあげるから協力な証と思って。
Here's my deposit. Consider a proof of my alliance with you. I don't know where she's been keeping it. She tugs out a giant book and slaps it on the table. Looks like a diary. There's no title and the cover is wine red. Three Tosaka's trademark color.
私の父さんの持ち物だけどもういらないからあげる。一人前のマスターには必要ないものだけどあなたには必要だと思って。
This is my father's, but I don't need it anymore, so I'll give it to you. It's not the kind of thing a full-fledged master needs, but I figured you might benefit. Tosaka gestures for me to flip through it. Okay, thanks. I opened to a random page, and then... Oh, weapon menu. What? Huh? There's nothing written on the pages, but a strange image suddenly pops into my head. Huh? Tosaka, what is this?
各サーバントの能力表よ。聖杯戦争には決められたルールがあるのはもう分かってるでしょ。それはサーバントにも当てはまるの。
Chart that records each servant's abilities. You know there are certain rules in the Holy Grail, right? Well, that applies to servants too.
まず呼び出される英霊は7人だけ。
First of all, only 7 heroic spirits get summoned.
その7人も聖杯があらかじめ作っておいたクラスになることで召喚が可能となる。英霊そのものを引っ張ってくるよりその英霊に近い役割を作っておいてそこに本体を呼び出すっていうやり方ね。
The 7 can only be summoned after they are assigned to one of the predetermined classes the Holy Grail is prepared in advance. Instead of summoning the heroic spirits themselves, the Holy Grail creates a vessel close to each heroic spirit. Summons the spirit.
口寄せとか降霊術は呼び出した霊を術者の中に入れて何らかの助言をさせるでしょ。それと同じ。
Know how seances and mediums work by calling on the spirit and drawing them in the caster's body so the spirit can... Right? It's like that.
時代の違う霊を呼び出すにはあらかじめ箱を用意しておいた方がいいのよ。
In order to summon spirits from different ages, you need a sort of container. Classes. Oh, so that's why Saber's called Saber.
そういうこと。英霊たちは正体を隠すものだって言ったでしょ。だから本名は絶対口にしない。自然彼らを表す名称は呼び出されたクラス名になる。
Exactly. Remember that heroic spirits need to conceal their identities. That's why you never say their real names. So their summoned class then serves as their name.
で、その用意されたクラスはセイバー、
Classes are Saber,
ランサー、
Answer,
アーチャー、
Archer,
ライダー、
Rider,
キャスター、
Caster,
アサシン、
Assassin,
バーサーカーの7つ。
Berserker. A total of 7. So we've seen Saber, Lancer, Archer, and Berserker. The Rider, Caster, and Assassin are still unknown variables.
聖杯戦争のたびに1つや2つはクラスの変更はあるみたいだけど今回は基本的なラインナップね。通説によると最も優れたサーバントはセイバーだとか。
Class lineup may differ depending on the Holy Grail War, but we have a classic lineup in this war. Common belief is that Saber is the most powerful.
これらのクラスはそれぞれ特徴があるんだけどサーバント自体の能力は呼び出された英霊の格によって変わるから注意して。
Class has its own unique characteristics, but each servant's abilities differ according to the summoned heroic spirits. Dogs are going crazy. One moment. Class has its own heroic spirits rank. You mean how strong they were in life?
それもあるけど彼らの能力を支えるのは知名度よ。
Part of it, but their abilities are also dependent on their notability.
生前何をしたかどんな武器を持っていたかってのは不変のものだけど彼らの基本能力は その時代でどのくらい有名なのかで変わってくるわ。
What they did or what kind of weapon they wielded may not change, but their basic abilities would change depending on how famous they were in their time.
英霊は神様みたいなものだから、人間に崇められるほど強さが増すの。
Heroic spirits are like gods, so they become more powerful the more people worship them.
存在が濃くなるとでも言うのかしらね。信仰を失った神霊が精霊に落ちるのと一緒で、人々に忘れ去られた英雄にはそう大きな力はない。
I guess you could say their essence becomes more potent, similar to divine spirits falling in rank to elementals. They lose devout followers. Similarly, a hero forgotten by the people doesn't have much power.
もっとも忘れられていようが知られていなかろうが、
See?
元が強力な英雄だったらある程度の能力は維持できると思うけど、
Though a hero is powerful to begin with, should retain at least some power and abilities, whether they were unknown or forgotten. And if the hero is well known and their legend was extraordinary,
間違いなく A ランクのサーバントでしょうね。
they'd be a rank A servant, yeah.
そういった意味でもバーサーカーは最強かもしれない。
That's why Berserker might be one of the strongest ever.
何しろギリシャ神話における最も有名な英雄だもの。
The most famous hero from Greek mythology.
近代の英雄たちはそれだけで特殊な宝具を持っているっていうのに、英雄自体が強いんじゃ手の打ちようがない。
Heroes from the Age of Gods already have special noble phantasms to begin with. There's not much we can do if the heroes themselves are strong. So it's like, what the heck's a noble phantasm?
そのサーバントが生前使っていたシンボル、英雄と魔剣聖剣の類はセットでしょ。要するに彼らの武装のことよ。
Noble phantasm is a servant's iconic item which they use during their lifetime. Heroes and magical swords, sacred swords, come as a set, right? It's basically their armor. Weapon like Saber's invisible sword?
まあね、あれがどんな曰くを持っているか知らないけど、セイバーのあれは間違いなく宝具でしょ。
Something like that. I don't know what the story with that sword is, but whatever Saber's wielding is definitely her noble phantasm.
言うまでもないと思うけど、英雄ってのは人名だけじゃ伝説には残れない。
I don't think I need to even say this, but heroes can't remain in their legend just their name.
彼らにはそれぞれトレードマークとなった武器がある。
Each hero has a weapon that's sort of their trademark.
それが奇跡を願う人々の思いの結晶、ノーブルファンタズムとされる最上級の武装なわけ。
That is the crystallization of the people's desires for a miracle, the noble phantasm. It's a powerful magical item.
そうそう、ぶっちゃけた話、英霊だけでは強力な魔術、神秘には太刀打ちできないわ。
Exactly. Simply put, heroic spirits are no match for powerful magecraft or mystics.
けれど、そこに宝具が絡んでくると話は別よ。
When their noble phantasms come into play, it's a whole different story.
宝具を操る英霊は数段格上の精霊さえ打ち滅ぼす。
Heroic spirits who wield noble phantasms can defeat even elementals several ranks higher than them.
何しろ伝説上に現れる聖剣、魔剣はほとんど魔法の域に近いんだもの。
Because most are sacred or magical swords that appear in legend, and they are close to the level now.
最強の幻想種である竜を殺す剣だの、万里をかける靴だの、果ては神殺しの
My
魔剣
god,
ま
these
で。
dogs. One moment again. These accursed dogs and their hatred of trucks.
ともかくこれで無敵じゃないはずがないっていうぐらい英霊たちが持つ武装は桁が違う。
Whatever they may be, now you understand that the armaments heroic spirits wield are on an entirely different level. So much so that you might wonder why they aren't invisible.
サーバントの戦いはこの宝具のぶつかり合いにあると言っても過言じゃないわ。
No exaggeration to say the battles between servants are ultimately battles between their noble phantasms. So you're saying is that these servants, who are heroic spirits, will most definitely have at least one noble phantasm.
ええ、原則として一人の英霊が持てるのは一つの宝具だけとされるわ。
Yes, and as a general rule, one heroic spirit can only wield one noble phantasm.
大抵は剣とかやるね。ほら、中国に破山剣ってあるじゃない。一振りしかできないけど、その一振りで山をも立つっていう魔術品。それと似たようなものだと思う。
They're usually swords with spears. Have you ever heard of the legendary Chinese sword, the Hazankin? The mountain cutting sword, you can only swing it once, but it's a magecraft item said to destroy an entire mountain in one swing.
もっとも、宝具はその神明を呪文にして発動する奇跡だから、そうおいそれと使えるものじゃないんだけど。
But noble phantasms are kind of miracle activated only when their true names are spoken, so they can't be used casually. It activates when the weapon's name is spoken, right? Why would that make it so hard to use?
あのね、武器の名前を言えば、そのサーバントがどこの英雄か分かっちゃうじゃない。
Don't you not realize that saying the weapon's name also tells you which hero the servant is?
英雄と魔剣はセットなんだから、武器の名前が分かれば、持ち主の名前もおのずと知れてしまう。そうなったら、長所も短所も丸分かりでしょ。
The heroes and their magical swords are assessed, so if you know their weapon's name, you also know its wielder's name. If that happens, you'll then know their strengths. See, yeah, you make a good point. And then back about it, when Lancer uses Noble Phantasm, Saber immediately figured out his identity. Something about Ireland's Child of Light. Okay, so servants are separated by classes, and each of them are heroic spirits suited to that class. They're all concealing their identities. The weapons that they wield are the most powerful aces they got up their sleeve, but they can't use it freely. Wind up over.
以上でサーバントについての講義は終わり。
That's all I can tell you about servants.
詳しいことはその本を見ればわかるから、一息ついたら目を通しなさい。
You want more
慣れて
details?
くれば、その本がなくても直感でサーバントを判断できるようになるから。
You want more details? Just look in that book. Flip through it when you have the time. Once you get used to it, you should be able to identify servants intuitively without the book. That Tosaga stands up.
さて、それじゃあ私は戻るけど。
Okay, well, I'm heading home. Yeah, thanks. Sitting on the floor, so I look up at Tosaga as she gets ready to leave. Wait, do I just have that as a... I do. Oh, wow. Oh, we even get stats for them. So no info on that. Writing B. Intuition A. Mana Burst A. Barrier of the Wind King? Okay. Oh, so we okay. So we don't know her true name, but we do know Lancer is Kukulane. Lawful Balance. They even have a line. Lawful Good. Don't know Rider. Archer is Neutral Balance. Huh. Heracles. Chaotic Madness. He has an A in everything but luck. Oh, no. They got his whole story here. Madness Enhancement. Is it possible to fight on the verge of death and survive as long as there's no definitive fatal wounds? Avoid danger by intuition or sixth sense. Divinity. Wow. Immortality that was gained from God's blessing. Curse. Oh. Unnamed axe sword. I like that. I want that. That's like a Monster Hunter sword right there. Heracles is especially proficient with the bow, but he has lost his weapons and technique due to his... Okay, that's neat.
協力関係になったからって間違わないでね。 私とあなたはいずれ戦う関係にある。最後の日になって他のマスターたちが倒れているにしろ、全員健在であるにしろ、これだけは変わらない。
Don't get confused about things just because we formed an alliance. You and me, we're going to have to fight eventually. When all the other masters have been defeated, or even if they're still alive, we're bound to fight, no matter what.
だから私を人間と見ない方が楽よ、エミヤ君。
Better off not seeing me as human, Enya. We're making very clear where we stand. Tosaka leaves for her own. I already feel myself getting less and less stressed once Tosaka leaves. My feverish body is suddenly overcome with exhaustion, and I collapse to the floor. I lie on my side to try and ignore the nausea creeping back over me. Ticking of the clock echoes throughout the quiet living room. Battle between masters, huh? I still don't understand what the heck that is. All I know is that I don't know much. It may have felt more real to me if I was a little more interested in the Holy Grail. I don't know what it is, but the only thing I can feel with the Holy Grail is disgust. A grail that supposedly grants wishes. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's an artifact powerful enough to summon servants. Not grant every wish, but it's more than valuable enough for a mage. Yet, I have no interest. I would be skeptical because it doesn't feel real to me, but I also feel it's not fair to take a shortcut like that. Plus, it doesn't sit well with me, knowing that the selection process is just battle. Yet, this is a game of musical chairs. No matter how I feel about it, I'll need to overcome my competition to survive. That's now that I'm involved. One of the methods to get rid of the competition could be to involve and harm other innocent people. That's why. Joyce Shiro, Emiya. The reason to find the Holy Grail War is not to survive and win. Wish will finally be granted. Do everything I can to stop those who will try to win by any means necessary. I feel dizzy again. That's not surprising. No matter how much my body appears healed, it was nearly split in half just a few hours ago. This feeling isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I felt this way for the rest of my life. I was very nearly killed 3 times in one day. There's no denying that someone with no power will wind up hurt if they participate in battle. My own ineptitude nearly cost me my own body. And that girl got hurt trying to protect me. Try to sit back up. Right, her. I can't believe myself. I completely forgot about her because Tosaka had settled herself in my living room. It's more that I was just trying to avoid thinking about her. Such a coward. I was avoiding thinking about the girl who's bleeding miserably. That was the reason I got her in the first place. I can't believe Tosaka left out the most crucial point. I shoved myself back to my feet. Tosaka never said anything about Saber. The only thing she said was that she and Saber brought me home, but she didn't know. First thing I should have asked was whether the girl was safe since Berserker. I suppress my nausea as I make my way through the mansion. Saber's nowhere to be found. I even checked the detached guest rooms, but I can't find her. That's weird. That armor isn't exactly camouflage. Even so, a fully armed and armored Saber still eludes me. Supposedly, servants can turn into spirit forms, but unfortunately, she can't. First of all, even though I'm called a master, I don't know anything about it. I don't even know what Saber is or how servants are able to exist. Like a new soldier suddenly getting awarded with a tank. What's fortunate is that this tank has an autopilot. Even if the soldier's incompetent, the tank will run on its own. Bang my head against the pillar, frustrated by my own thoughts. These negative thoughts, you idiot. You're whining. I apologize to the blonde girl and tell her, internally. Right now, I need to find her and see if she's okay. Not here either. I looked around the entire house. Besides the traditional Japanese inn, I played hide and seek with Fujimi. No, the most efficient way to search. She must be in the dojo or the shed if she isn't in the house itself. The yard, the shed, or she told me she was going to protect me, so she's not likely to leave the house. Maybe she's. I suddenly remember another place. It's not the house, the yard, or the shed where we first met. Another big building within the compound. That's where she'll be. Over as quick as I can. Destination is the Kendo Dojo and the detached building. Getting a little nervous. It's not there, I'll have to accept that she's just as good. I realize something. I have no clue she is, but I still want her to be there. Enter an enclosed room, completely absent any ornamentation. It's not a room to live in, and it's a dojo designed only for training. A tranquil room lit by the sun. She sits, as if she's always belonged there. The place is hushed, serene. Sunlight coming in is white and untainted, allowing the girl to be one with the dojo. Same girl who wielded her sword without hesitation, protecting me from Manta last night under the moon. The golden mane of hers, which had soaked in the blue-white moonlight, now glitters in the sunlight. And then I remember exactly how I felt when I first saw her. She's clad in armor, wielding her sword, and certainly overwhelming the enemy. The extraordinary side of her isn't what surprised me. In fact, didn't matter how she looked. Even if she had been covered in blood, I don't think my reaction would have been different. The girl who had so moved me is still right here, in front of me. Just admire her, forgetting even to breathe. Hell with being a master in the Holy Grail War. At that moment, I have completely accepted the girl called Saber. I don't know how much time elapsed. Saber opens her eyes as if waking from a slumber. Oh. I sound disappointed. My voice echoes through the dojo. Saber notices and stands up without making a sound. She walks towards me before I can think of what to say. You are awake, Shiro. Her voice is serene. Something rich and calm about her voice hangs in the air. Yeah, I just woke up. I managed to answer at least. Shiro, is something the matter? Perhaps you're still not fully recovered. No, I'm fine. I feel real good. I recoil from her. I rubbed my eyes trying to get my heartbeat under control before my chest bursts. Get a hold of yourself. Why are you getting worked up like this? Take a deep breath. I don't think this feeling is going away anytime soon. And why'd she have to change? Saber's appearance is drastically different from yesterday. Her outfit is now so ordinary in stark contrast to her armor. Her appearance takes me by surprise. She seems more real, which confuses the hell out of me. Seriously, she's drop dead gorgeous. I mean, I saw that yesterday, but it's actually setting in now.
Shiro.
As soon as we make eye contact, I can feel my nervousness grow. Then again, I wasn't looking everywhere for her just to say something. I'm comfortable, but I can't let it be awkward forever. Saber, right? This is actually the first time we sat down to talk. Bite the bullet. Then...
Shiro. 話の前に昨夜の件について言っておきたいことがあります。
Before that, there's something I would address regarding last night. He interrupts me, obviously displays making an earlier calm hard to defend. Sure, what is it?
ですから昨夜の件です。
As I said, last night.
シロは私のマスターでしょう。そのあなたがあのような行動をしては困る。戦闘は私の領分なのですから、シロは自分の役割に徹してください。自分から無駄死にをされては、私でも守りようがない。
You are my master. It is troubling if you take such actions. Combat is my territory. Please stay behind me and out of the direct line of fire. I cannot protect you when you go out on your own, apparently determined to die in vain as you so nearly did. Saber doesn't mince words. Her clipped tongue is enough to make me forget my anxiety. What the hell? If I hadn't intervened, you'd been cut in half.
その時は私が死ぬだけでしょう。シロが傷つくことではなかった。繰り返しますが、今後あのような行動はしないように。マスターであるあなたが私をかばう必要はありませんし、そんな理由もないでしょう。
Perhaps I would have died, but you would not have been hurt. Let me repeat myself. Do not do that again. My master need not defend me, nor is there any reason. The girl speaks frankly. She's very clerical. Don't be stupid. I don't need a reason to protect a girl. Words just pop out before I can think about it. Saber stiffens, as if surprised to see me upset at her. I find myself taking a step back under her severe expression. I just feel embarrassed, like I said something incredibly tone deaf. Okay, thanks for taking me home. I appreciate that.
それはどうも。サーバントがマスターを守護するのは当たり前ですが、感謝をされるのは嬉しい。
You're most welcome.
礼儀正しいのですね。
You're most welcome. It is a servant's duty to protect their master, but it's still nice to be acknowledged. You are very courteous. I don't think I'm particularly polite, actually. Something more pressing I need. I should have asked as soon as I got home. Willing to be my servant, and is she really alright with it? Fighting with me in this war? Get back on topic, Saber. I can call you Saber, right?
サーバントとして契約を交わした以上、私はシロの剣です。その命に従い、敵を撃ち、あなたを守る。
Yes, as a servant who has formed a contract with you, I am your sword. I shall follow your orders, attack your enemies, and protect you. Saber does not hesitate in the slightest to give her an answer. Her tone leaves no room for doubt. My sword, huh? To win the Holy Grail thing?
シロはそのために私を呼び出したのではないのですか?
That not why you summoned me? No, I wound up summoning you because I can't tell her. Just tell her it was a big weird coincidence. Actually, I didn't even summon her. Saber just appeared when I was in trouble and saved me. Here we are. I became Saber's master, and I got looped into this battle to the death. Holy Grail War. Didn't choose any of this. Still just an apprentice mage who just got caught up in a battle way beyond my abilities. So what about it? I'm already resolved to fight, no matter what. There's no point in me crying over my situation. Shake my head, trying to stop myself from whining. No more of that. I've already said I'd fight. I can't just drop everything and run. This will be the last time I whine aloud or think negative. No matter how I get involved, I decide to fight.
Shiro.
Shiro? It's nothing. I'll need to warn you, your chances of winning are pretty slim with me. I don't have any knowledge or power like Tosaka. You could very well end up in another situation like that. So okay with that? You're saying you have no intention of fighting? I have the will to fight. I'm only asking if you still want to team up with me, knowing how slim the odds are. I got this conclusion doesn't matter. All that matters is that I've decided to fight this battle. That's why. I don't think it's right for someone to get hurt on my behalf. When I'm weak, even if I'm weak, having Saber fight and having her get hurt like that. Can't stand that happening again.
私のマスターはあなたです、シロ。これはどうあっても変わらない。サーバントにマスターを選ぶ自由はないのですから。
You're my master, Shiro. That is an immutable fact. Servants do not have the freedom to choose their masters. So, that is the whole reason Saber is my servant. Shiro, I'll need to respect Saber's needs and actions. Got it. Then you're okay with me being your master.
ですがシロ、私のマスターに敗北は許さない。
Yes, but I also want you to know that I will not allow my master to be defeated.
あなたに勝算がなければ、私が作る。
If you have no chance for victory, I must create.
可能であるすべての手段を用いて、あなたには聖杯を手に入れてもらいます。
Utilize every opportunity available for you to obtain the Holy Grail. To obtain the Holy Grail. Tosaka said servants also have a wish they want granted. Saber's no exception. So she hasn't hesitated up to this point. It's also why. Hold on, Saber. That any means possible, right? Does that mean you'll stop at nothing to win? Like you might even attack people to gain power? Can't finish my sentence. She looks at me as she's looking at me. Shiro, that's not what I mean by any means possible.
私が許す行為しかできない。自分を裏切ることは私には不可能です。剣を持たぬ人間に傷を負わせることなど、騎士の視界に反します。
I can only do things I allow myself to. It's impossible for me to betray my own beliefs. Harming unarmed innocence goes against my nature.
ですが、マスターが命じるのであれば従うしかありません。その場合、私に踏み入る代償として、その刻印を一ついただくことになりますが。
However, I must obey if you order so. In that case, you will have to use one of your command spells in compensation. I get overwhelmed by the edge in her voice. At the same time, I feel relief flooding through me. Saber seemed like a robot because of her extraordinary power and lack of hesitation, but I know now she's not some cold-blooded killer. I wouldn't make you do anything like that. Just to say, we have to do our best with what we can do. I'm really sorry, but what I've said must have been insulting.
私もマスターの意図がつかめずに早合点してしまいました。シロは悪くないのですから、頭を上げてくれませんか?
No, I also failed to grasp your intentions and jump to conclusions. You're not at fault. So may you please raise your head? Huh? Oh, I bowed without realizing. Raise my head. I don't know what's so funny, but Saber has a small smile on her face. But she seems happy, so I don't press her. Ah, I forgot to bring this up. To doing everything you can. Decided to team up with Tosaka for the time being. Remember her? The girl who was with us last night? Archer's Master?
リンですか? そうですね。確かにそれは賢明な判断です。シロがマスターとして成熟するまで、彼女には教わるものがあるでしょう。
In Ren, that is certainly a wise decision. I'm sure there are many things you can learn from her until you become a full-fledged master. That's a relief. As long as Saber agrees, I can work together with Tosaka without hesitation. Other thing I need to ask her right now is... Ooh. Make a save. Are you okay? I'm worried about Saber. She was hurt pretty bad. By the way, Saber, are you alright? Looks like you took a real beating from Berserker.
私の体は見ての通りですが、
You can see my body is back to
確かに
normal.
あの傷は敗北に至るものでしたが、致命的ではなかった。バーサーカーが立ち去った後、1時間ほどで治療を済ませました。
The wounds were severe enough to ensure defeat, but not to be fatal. I finished recovering roughly an hour after Berserker retreated. Completely back to normal already?
無論です。ですが本調子というわけでもありません。
Of course, however, I'm not entirely in peak condition.
バーサーカーの一撃は単純なものだったので治療できましたが、ランサーの宝具による傷は別です。
I was able to heal my wounds from Berserker's attacks because they were rather mundane as these things go. My wound from Lancer's Noble Phantasm is another matter.
あの槍は特殊な呪いを帯びているのでしょう。彼につけられた傷はまだ完全に治りきっていません。
That spear must have been imbued with a special curse. The wounds I sustained have not completely healed. Not completely healed, huh? Doesn't look wounded, but Saber doesn't seem the type to complain about pain. As long as I'm fighting with Saber, it's sounding like I need to keep a pretty sharp eye on her well-being. Then, I hear something heavy hit the floor by the door. That. Turn to face the sound. At the door. Tosaka, a duffel bag at her feet. What the? Mine comes to a screeching halt. I thought Tosaka had gone home, but here she is at the dojo in her ordinary clothes. And why she's carrying so much stuff? What are you doing here, Tosaka?
何って家に戻って荷物取ってきたんじゃない。今日からこの家に住むんだから当然でしょ。
What do you mean? I went home to get my stuff. Wouldn't it be sensible thing since I'm going to live here from now on? What? Living here? You're living here in my house?
協力するってそういうことじゃない。あなたね、さっきの話って一体何だったと思ったわけ？
What teaming up means, right? Honestly, what did you think we were talking about earlier? Can't even speak. I need something. I need to say something or else this is going to turn into a huge mess, but my brain refuses to work.
私の部屋どこ？用意してないなら自分で選ぶけど。
Where's my room? If you don't have one ready, I'll just pick one. Just pushes right by me, brashly invading my home. No, hold up. Wouldn't this be wrong? I mean, Tosaka's pretty much the school's idol. Having her in my house at all is already a big deal. I don't know how people would react if she started staying here or living. Fujine would absolutely kill me. And, well, maybe this is just a plot on Tosaka's part to get rid of a master.
ああ、ついでに彼女の部屋も用意したら。私のアーチャーと違ってシローのサーバントはかさばるんだから、ちゃんと寝る場所を与えておかないと。まあ、布団一組あればノープロブレムって言うんなら別にいいけど。
Oh, by the way, why don't you prepare a room for her too? Unlike my archer, your servant actually takes up space. So you need to set up a place for her to rest. Well, I guess it's not a huge deal if you think just one futon would be enough for the two. But, is she implying Saber and I sleep in the same bed or something? Yeah, that's going to happen, idiot. You think you can just say whatever because I'm being quiet? That isn't ever happening. Saber's a girl, you know.
ローンは違うけど、まあいっか。ですってセイバー。
Missing the point, but whatever. Did you hear that, Saber?
シローは女の子と同じ部屋は嫌だってさ。
Saber's saying he doesn't want to share a room with a girl. Saber's staring at me. She looks really stern.
困りますシロー。サーバントはマスターを守護するもの。睡眠時は最も警護すべき対象なのですから、同じ部屋でなければ守れない。
That will not do, Shiro. Servant must protect their master at all times. Masters are most vulnerable when they are asleep, so I must be in the room with you to protect you. That's even worse. What the hell are you two thinking? Should girls really be thinking about that kind of stuff? Why? Why are the two of them just silently staring at me like that?
サーバントはサーバント。人間扱いする必要はないけどね。シローにそんなこと言っても無駄か。
Huh? You do know you don't really need to treat servants like humans, right? I guess there's just no sense telling Shiro that, though. About to protest, but I shut my mouth. Discomfort I felt when I was talking to Tosaka in the living room earlier comes rushing back. Actually, I just figured out the cause of my discomfort. Hold on, Tosaka. When did you start calling me by my first name?
あれそうだった？意識してなかったから割と前からそうなってたんじゃない？
Huh? I didn't even realize it. I thought it happened pretty quickly. It happened quickly. At least that's how I felt.
そう。嫌なら気をつけるけど、シローは嫌なの？
If you don't like it, I'll try to be more careful about it. But do you care, Shiro? Tosaka is so casual that it's not really caring how I feel. You're right, Issei. Not that Rin Tosaka might be a cruel enchantress. She is one! Fine, do whatever you want. You can call me whatever you like. Yeah, I will then.
リン、話を切らないでほしい。私とシロの部屋についてまだ結論が出ていない。
Rin, please do not change the subject. We have not finished deciding the matter Shiro of mine. Deciding the matter of Shiro and mine.
ああ、そうだったそうだった。けどシロがこの様子だと相部屋は難しいわね。サーバントを人間扱いしてもいいことなんてないけど、シロが嫌だって言うんだから諦めたら。
Oh, that's right. Given Shiro's reaction, it might not be realistic for you and Shiro to share a room. No point in treating servants like humans. We might as well give up since Shiro hates that.
それは違う。シロは困ると言っただけで嫌だとは言っていない。
That's not true. Shiro simply expressed his discomfort, but he did not outright say no.
だってさ、そのあたりどうなの、シロ？
You heard her, so what do you really mean, Shiro? Hold on a minute. I don't understand how in a single day she can just casually start calling me Shiro like a cat she just picked up and named. Well, that's not really the issue here. This is about Saber's living room.
シロ、もう一度聞きます。睡眠中の警護はサーバントの役割です。マスターとして自分の立場は分かっていると思いますが。
Shiro, I will ask you once again. It is the servant's job to guard you while you sleep. At this point, I'm sure you understand your position as my decision won't change, no matter how much she stares at me like that. Now, I'll prepare a different room for Saber. I'll make sure her room's closest to mine. That should be a good compromise. Intimidation won't work on me anyway. I'm a man, so I have to draw the line. You need to be more mindful of your position too, Saber.
ですから、私はサーバントとしてマスターを守護しようと。
Oh man, Shiro's a dork. Yes, exactly. That's why I'm simply insisting as a servant that I protect Master. Nope, not that. I'm talking about your own position. If you don't get it, then never mind. If you're going to keep on pressing the issue, make you understand if I have to use my command spell. I tried to scare Saber off the subject.
そのようなことでレイジを使われては困る。3つしかない命令権を自分を守るななどということに使われては先が見えない。
I would not like you using command spell for that reason. Our future would be bleak indeed if you used such a thing commanding not to protect you.
そうね。間違いなくそんなマスターはシロが最初で最後でしょ。
You're right. Shiro's the first and definitely last master to say something like that. Don't be stupid. I wouldn't want to use my command spell for something like that either.
わかりました。マスターの方針に従います。ですが、敵に襲われた時はどうするのです。アサシンなどは気配なく標的に忍び寄ってくる。そういった時、私が駆けつけるまでにシロは自分を守れるのですか？
Understood. I will follow Master's command, but what will you do if you are ambushed? Assassins have the ability to close in on their target by concealing their presence. If that were to happen, are you able to protect yourself until I reach you? Well, I really can't tell her that I can take care of myself. Yeah, I managed to survive against an answer, but I won't have that kind of luck twice.
それはありえないわね。この屋敷には外敵が侵入すると警報が鳴る結界が張ってある。襲撃は避けられないけど、奇襲ならすぐに察知できるわ。それならシローが襲われる前に駆けつけられるだろうし、セイバーは好きな部屋に陣取ればいいんじゃない？
It's not possible. This mansion has a bounded field set up to alert the residents of any area. Not be able to avoid being attacked, but we should be able to detect attempts at enemy. If that happens, Saber should have time to rush to Shiro's defense before so she can go ahead and take another.
それは確かにそうですが、しかし。
That may be true, but
なんならシロの部屋の隣でいいじゃない。一緒の部屋でなければいいんでしょ、エミヤくんが。
why don't you take the room next to Shiro's? You're fine as long as you two don't share rooms, right, Emiya? Tosaka purposely calls me Emiya at the end. Tosaka, that's a bit of a misconception.
あなたのために言ってるんだから正論よ。さーて、それじゃあ私の部屋はどこにしよっかな。
Saying it for your sake, so it's justified. Anyway, I wonder which room I should take. Tosaka takes her luggage and heads towards the mansion, putting an end to the conversation. She seems cheerful, like a student picking her room at a school trip. How terrifying. The way Tosaka carries herself so self-assuredly mesmerizes the two of us. We both watch her go in stunned dismay. Alright, we're at 3 hours. I think that's a good spot to end it. I'm really enjoying this. I just thought. I don't think I read about his novel Phantasm. Soaring spear that plunges with death. High agility cannot prevent Gable. Instead, high luck is necessary to reverse one's fortunes. Huh. So he has bad luck. Huh. So does Archer. Alright, well, yeah, we'll end off here for today. Probably gonna read more tomorrow. Thursday gonna be doing night. But until then, thank you all for coming. Farewell.